What up, though, One Pride? This is the Roar of the Lions UK podcast, a podcast where One Pride goes worldwide. My name is Antony Fitzpatrick, and this is a special edition of the College Football Podcast, and it is another watch-along. It has been a little while since we've done one, but I wasn't going to do one today, and then I got to it. I've been watching college ball all day, and I thought, you know what, let's come and have a chat with everyone on the evening for one of the final games of championship weekend. And boy, is this one a story. 2 years ago, the Indiana Hoosiers made the decision to lure Curt Cignetti away from James Madison. Curt Cignetti, a coach who has won his entire career wherever he's been in college football, came up to Indiana going, I'm going to win here. A team where traditionally winning doesn't happen very often, and it is very tough. And it was taken on with a lot of skepticism. He brought along a lot of his James Madison players with him, has completely reset the culture there. And in his first year, despite not having the best schedule in the world, this team almost ran the table. They went with one regular loss in the regular season. And that brings us to about 12 months ago, that first loss against the Ohio State Buckeyes. People were wondering just how good this Indiana team were coming into that game because, again, they'd not played the highest level of opposition possible. And to be fair, Ohio State kind of did have their way with them in a game that showed that Indiana were getting better. The culture was taking place, the wins were starting to come, but they were not at the high table just yet. Despite that loss, they got through to the playoffs, but then were sort of soundly beaten out by Notre Dame, apart from that last 2 minutes where they sort of threatened a foe comeback and it never really happened. But it showed one thing last year. Indiana could win, but they weren't at the top table of college football just yet. They still had a ways to go, and losing their quarterback, losing a lot of their big players towards the draft, everybody wondered, is this just a 1 year thing for them? Curt Cignetti goes away over the summer, reshapes his squad, hits the transfer portal, brings in a new transfer portal quarterback. This season comes around, and what happens? Early in the year, playing a ranked Illinois team, this Indiana team dropped 70 down on them in what was a completely emphatic one-sided statement that this team can still win. But then the big test came, and we did this on a live watch earlier in the year. Away at Eugene, away at Oregon, one of the favourites for the Big Ten, one of the favourites to make the playoffs, one of the favourites potentially for the Natty this year. What was this Indiana team going to do on the road against good opposition? And they won, showing that length, that just taking that little leap forward, moving forward with signature victories. And as the season has gone on, this team has defeated everything in its path roundly to be one of the last two undefeated teams in the country. So, 12 months later, after that humbling defeat against Ohio State and Ryan Day proving that they're not quite there yet, Indiana now have their chance for redemption, and that is what we're going to be watching this evening, the Big Ten championship game, Ohio State at Indiana. Is this the moment where Cignetti and the Hoosiers show that they are for real and that they are going to sit amongst the elite of not just the Big Ten, but of the entire country? Over the next few hours, we are going to find out. Shout out to everyone who's in the chat. Megan is in the chat. Hey there, Megan, our Australian Seahawks fan. Hope you are doing well. It's been a while since I've seen you around, but hope you are doing well. Major 1964 is in the building as well. Hope you're all good. Got anything you want to say, any questions you want to ask as the evening goes on, then just let me know. There'll be plenty of intervals in this thing for me to be able to take questions on the side. But before the game kicks off, we want to go through these teams and look at what makes them tick and what is the ticking force behind this Indiana team this year. What has made them so good? And the answer kind of is all of it. This is one of the most complete all-round teams in college football this year, but absolutely its defense is where the special sauce lies. This is one of the best defenses in the country. In fairness, we're probably seeing the best two defenses in the country, period. But this, with Indiana, all starts on its defensive line. Starts with the pair of stunning defensive tackles. We have Mario Landino and Tyreek Tucker. 12 sacks for the season between this pair. One of the best run defensive tackle pairings as well. And this is meshed up on the edge with a pair of terrific edge players. You've got Mikhail Kamara. If you've listened to the pod over the years, you will know that I absolutely adore this kid. He has just been a sack master his entire career. And while the sacks haven't come this year, he's only got one. But he is up at 46 pressures, so the pressure's still there. His run defense is really what's come to the fore this year. He's established himself as one of the premier run defenders on this side, and given he's slightly undersized when it comes to draft standards and everything, that was vital for his development. But he's having a wonderful season in spite of that. You've got Elijah Hardy, the outside linebacker, leads this team with 7 sacks on the season. Front's a hell of a good triple pairing at linebacker here. You've got Isaiah Jones and you've got Aiden Fisher as well, who is just one of the best linebackers in the country, period. And then you've got Stephen Daly on the other edge, 3 sacks for him. I mean, this Indiana team lost a lot of its talent on the defensive line last year, and it's just replaced it like that. But in terms of in the trenches, is it ready for the trench warfare Ohio State's going to bring to it this year? Absolutely. That front 7 is fierce, but fear not, this is not a front 7 propping up a bad secondary. You've got maybe the most productive safety pairing in the nation. Louis Moore, Amari Farrell at safety for Indiana. Louis Moore has 5 picks and 2 pass breakups. Amari Farrell has 4 interceptions and 7 pass breakups this year. That's 9 interceptions and 9 PBUs between the 2 stars there. And for good measure, the third safety, Devin Boykin, he's got 2 interceptions and 2 pass breakups as well. This is one of the best safety units in the nation, period. But fear not, the corners are there as well. D'Angelo Pons is likely going to be a first-round draft pick in this upcoming draft. He's got an interception and 6 pass breakups on the year as well, but he is one of the best coverage linebackers in the nation. This defense has playmakers front and center. Both teams very healthy coming into this game, but they are going up against a hell of a good Ohio State defense as well, and their line is not so shabby either. On the edges, you've got Caden Curry, who has been the star. 10 sacks, 10 quarterback hits, 19 pressures, a forced fumble. It's been a tremendous year for him, and on the other edge, he's supported by Kenyatta Jackson. 6 sacks for him on the year, 7 quarterback hits as well, and you've got a great defensive pairing in the middle featuring Caden McDonald as well. He is maybe the best run defensive defensive tackle in the nation. The draft boards are going absolutely crazy for him, but then you go into the linebacker unit and it's one of the best you'll see. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles. You know, me and Ryan, big fans of Sonny Styles for years now. One of the most formidable linebacker pairings you will get, capable of taking a game over if they so wish. But again, secondary's pretty good. Caleb Downs at safety, one of the best safeties in the nation, going to go very high in the draft next year. Fronting a secondary, which, while it doesn't have many interceptions this year, they've only had about 6 on the season, which seems absolutely crazy, but they don't really need to because this front 7 does that much damage. It just doesn't get fired on downfield very much, but you've still got a lot of great playmakers in there regardless. But yeah, these are 2 of the most intense defenses going, but you know, let's not forget the offenses. Offensive love has to be there as well. We've got 2 Heisman caliber quarterbacks going head to head today. On Indiana's side, you've got Fernando Mendoza, the junior, maybe favourite for it. He's at 2,800 yards, 32 touchdowns and 5 interceptions this year. But Julian Sayin had a wonderful year considering it's first year as a starter. He's throwing at nearly 79% completion. He's gone for over 3,000 yards, 30 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. These are 2 quarterbacks who throw a lot of touchdowns and do not throw the ball to the opposition very often. In terms of the running back rooms Indiana's is just an absolute wealth of riches that they have to be able to rush the football. You've got a three-headed monster here, not including the quarterback. Roman Hemby, the big pickup from Maryland in the offseason, 864 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's going at over 5 yards a clip. Kalen Black is at 724 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's going at nearly 6 yards a clip. Kobe Martin's got 450 and 6 touchdowns. He's going at 6.5 yards per clip. And Fernando Mendoza has 6 rushing touchdowns as well. He's not your most quintessential dual threat quarterback ever, but he can do it with his legs when he needs to. And you've still got Lee Beebe Jr. in there as well, who was a starter for them once upon a time. So yeah, you've got an absolute embarrassment of riches in the Indiana rushing game. For Ohio State, the big acquisition over the summer was CJ Donaldson, but it's not quite worked out for him. You haven't seen him there. You've got... Hang on, I can get the right damn things up. Bo Jackson, 947 yards and 5 touchdowns for the young running back. 32 missed tackles this year. He is just so hard to bring down, and you've got to be on your best day to keep him quiet. You've got James Peoples has got 349 yards, 3 touchdowns. CJ Donaldson's only got 328 yards on the year, but he's got 10 touchdowns. They're using him as the short yardage back, and he is a huge human being. It's probably where he's best at. You've got Isaiah West, who's gone for over 300 as well. So one's got a very good rushing attack. One's got an outstanding rushing attack. And then when it comes to the receivers, this is just an absolute smorgasbord of what do you like. On Indiana's side, you've got one of the most disrespected receivers in the nation in Elijah Sarrett. 650 yards and 11 touchdowns for him this year. Has been dealing with a little bit of injury, but you've got the star who's emerged from the shadow as well, Omar Cooper Jr., 804 yards and 11 touchdowns for him. 2 receivers in double-digit touchdowns this year. They're backed up by the younger freshman E.J. Williams Jr., who has broken out in Sarrett's absence recently. 404 yards, 5 touchdowns for him. Charlie Becker has 389 and 2 touchdowns. And Riley Nowakowski, the tight end, he's got 302 touchdowns as well. But Ohio State, you always know, an absolute treasure trove of offensive genius. Jeremiah Smith, the star, 942 yards, 11 touchdowns for him. Carnell Tate, 793 yards, 8 touchdowns for him. Probably going to be a first-round draft pick next year. And then you've got the danger at tight end, Max Clare, the Purdue transfer, 420 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. And you've got a few other smatterings in there as well. When it comes to the offensive lines, Indiana's is absolutely tremendous. You've got the left tackle Carter Smith, who has had a fantastic season. No sacks and no quarterback hits given up from him. Bearing in mind, he's only he's a junior this year. But he's been one of the best left tackles in the nation, and nobody's talking about him at all. At left guard, you've got Drew Evans, also no sacks given up this year, just 1 quarterback hit. At centre, you've got Pat Coogan, the Notre Dame transfer, going to be one of the better centres in the next draft class. No sacks or hits given up by him this year. At right guard, you've got Bray Lynch, the weaker one of the group, technically, but last time he played against Oregon, he was awesome. He's given up 2 sacks and a hit this year. And the right tackle is Khalil Benson. Really good run blocker. They love to run behind him, and they've been healthy for the most part of the season, so a lot of continuity there. But yeah, Carter Smith especially, look for him to have a big game today for Ohio State. Austin Sieveld is the left tackle. He's had a pretty decent season, 85 grade for him. Just the 1 quarterback hit given up, nothing outside of that. Luke Montgomery at left guard. You've got Carson Hinsman at center. You've got Tera Shabola at right guard, and you've got Will Katmarek. You've got Philip Daniels at right tackle. He was the Minnesota Golden Gopher, their next big prospect on their line till Ohio State stole him. He's having a good season at right tackle considering he's a freshman. 2 sacks and a hit given up, but been getting better as the season has gone along. So those are your teams, and just put simply, these are two amazing teams, and they both deserve to be in the Big Ten title game. They are the last two unbeaten teams in the nation. No team has really come close to dethroning either of those this year, especially Indiana. Nobody's even really come close to touching a hair on their head. Brett DeWitt is in the building, goes, go Hoosiers, F the Buckeyes. Yes, we'll have Michigan fans in here who are not too good this evening. RJ Graham goes, go Hoosiers, thought they were a basketball team. Nope, Indiana is a legitimate football school now, and I absolutely love them. I love the head coach, I love the coordinators, the players, the way they develop them. This is a seriously legitimate team now, but I am a complete Hoosier tonight. There is absolutely nothing in this, but it's not because I'm a Michigan fan, it's because I'm a Cignetti and an Indiana fan at heart. So we have some wonderful play at hand. Might be a low-scoring game, says Major 1964. I think that's maybe what Indiana would like more. Use the run game, slow the game down, keep it a few scores, and not get involved in a high-level shootout. They can, but I think they'd like to keep it a low scorer if they could. RJ Grongo, Seahawks have a great player from OSU. That is, of course, Smith and Jigba, who's just turned into one of the best receivers in the NFL overnight. Buckeye in Michigan is there, goes, you all thought I wouldn't be here. Good luck to you tonight. Hope you do well, but again, I'm rooting for Indiana. And if you've watched the college pod for ages, it's not me just, I've been a big Indiana fan for a long time now, so but, we live in hope. The game has not started yet. I wanted to get on a bit early just so we could go through all the statty stuff and get anything out of the way. So, but as soon as it starts, we'll let you know. Pistons games on, Michigan hockey, OSU and the Hoosiers. I don't have time for the video games or the wife. Nope, a lot of football on right now. And we've got to enjoy it while we can. The playoffs are going to happen now. We got a few more weeks and the season's over and college football's done for another year, so absolutely let's enjoy it while we can. Detroit Lions will take some O-line and cornerbacks from these championship teams. There are a lot of players from both these sides I want on. I've wanted Sonny Styles since Sonny Styles started playing for Ohio State. Sonny Styles just screams Detroit Lions player. But I've also liked Aiden Fisher as well, so either of those linebackers will do. But the defensive lineman, I've wanted Mikhail Kamara since he was back at James Madison. But Caden Curry's had a wonderful year. He's been a rotational player before this one, but they've all just stepped up and really filled in the gap. Because Ohio State lost its entire defensive line last year. Most of its starters anyhow. You wouldn't notice by the way they've played this year. They've been absolutely tremendous. It's been a great job from Ryan Day to build this team back up again, but the same can be said for Cignetti. He lost a ton of his players last year, and how they've just gotten back to normal again is quite incredible. But there are a lot of players on both these teams I would not mind seeing in Honolulu Blue. So I hope you're right there. Hope we will see some of those. Megan goes, they are Hoosiers or Indiana. They are indeed. And let's see if this is the beginning of their crowning. I remember last year, and you kind of felt Indiana were just not ready to take that jump last year because it was very quick. It was the first year of Cignetti. They weren't ready to go to the high table right away, but the way they've played this year, they look ready to go to the high table now. And even if they should lose tonight, I hope it's competitive for one, but I think they're going to be a lot more competitive in the playoffs this year. That's for damn sure. And I wouldn't want to be facing them in the playoffs this year. They're just not a team you want to face. When you've got three legitimate star running backs, you're facing an elite defense, you're facing a Heisman candidate at quarterback with two receivers who are elite. I mean, nobody wants to face that. Teams are just on their way out now, so we should be starting up shortly. Go Buckeyes, absolutely. We take both sides of the argument here in this building. Megan goes, doing okay, 10-week sinus infection, but how about them Seahawks? I'm sorry to hear that, Megan. Hope you're feeling better soon. But how about them Seahawks? They've been good this year, and I'm glad I picked the Seattle Seahawks to win the NFC West in our preseason predictions. So thank you very much. You're making me look a very smart man there. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen very often. So I'm very happy you are. Just finish the season off well for us, will you? Please. We're not talking about Ashes cricket in the chat. We are not talking cricket. I'm sorry. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. This stream might be longer than the average England innings at this moment in time. So yeah, that just shows you all you need to know about that. But yeah, we're not talking cricket. That's a sore subject for us right now. Red Wings play the Kraken tonight. They do. The Red Wings have hit a bad patch recently, haven't they? But they started hot. Hopefully they'll get hot again. The Pistons are red hot at the moment. It's a good time to be a Detroit sports fan at the moment. A lot of these teams have worked themselves out and they're perennial winners now in terms of during the regular season. It's just one team needs to make a concerted effort in the playoffs now, but they're all in good nick. So, they're all in good nick. Buckeye goes, whoever wins this game wins the Heisman. Possibly. I mean, is this not the biggest stage for a Heisman winning performance? Absolutely it is. So, both players, I mean, no one's talked about Julian Sayin this year. It's really weird, especially as it's an Ohio State quarterback. Usually you will hear chatter about them. Nobody seems to have mentioned him. 3,000 yards, 78% passing, just 5 interceptions, 30 plus touchdown passes. He's been amazing this year. But this is probably the toughest team that Ohio State have faced this year. And this is definitely by far the best defensive line they've faced this year. So we'll see how he does, probably under a bit more pressure. And you're facing a ball-hawking secondary. This is the best pair of specialist ball-hawk safeties you'll face all year as well. So this is a really good test for Sayin and his credentials. For Mendoza, I mean, it is. He's already shown he can do it. The Penn State game, that was a Heisman winning drive to win the Penn State game. The Oregon game was a good show from him as well. But taking down Ohio State in the championship game, I agree. I think the Heisman winner comes from this, whoever wins it. But either are worthy. I would not be... A lot of years we get annoyed at the Heisman and whoever wins it, but not this year. Whoever wins it, I think I'll be more than happy with out of Sayin and Mendoza. I think they're just doing the toss now, so we are not too far off. Oh yes, the Red Wings and the Kraken. So we've got the Seattle fan in the building. Yeah, so yeah, going up against that. But Red Wings need a win, so back off. They've dropped a few recently, and we want them to do better. So there we're at. Oh yes, we are. Go Mitch. If you had Buckeye candy for, I've not had anything. Well, not me, but obviously you're chatting in there. Hopefully I'll be across to America next season, so I can come and test all your stuff out. And taking some college football while I'm there. I'm looking forward to it. Looks like Indiana has won the toss. No. Not sure. Yep, it looks like Indiana have won the toss. I've not got the volume on, so I can't tell because my mic will pick up the volume and I'll get pinged for copyright. So I kind of have to do this by numbers and stuff. But I usually make it work. I know a lot of these teams off by heart now, so we'll get there. But yep, game is moving shortly. Shut down Smith, deal with the rest. Best chance, I think. I think your best chance, Brent, if you're an Indiana fan, is win the clock. If you can get 35 to 38 minutes of possession in this game, use your running backs, long, slow, methodical drives, which is what Indiana love to do. Like, the one thing Indiana don't really have is like a JMO downfield threat type who can hit you 40, 50 yards down. Sarrett and Cooper are both like short intermediary specialists. They're bloody good, don't get me wrong, but they don't have the deep downfield threat. But they just like to kill you by 1,000 slices, as they say. So win the time of possession, limit Ohio State's time on the field, and that's how you win. But if you can shut the run game down, do what Michigan did last year, shut the run game down, put pressure on the offensive line to try and protect its quarterback and force errors out of them. And the thing is, Indiana can do that. Their defensive tackle pairing's fantastic. Mario Landino is one I want for the Lions in a couple of years. He's just a sophomore this year. I think Landino's a sophomore. So he's a year or two away yet, but he's one of the best nose tackles in the Big Ten after Caden McDonald, but he'll be coming to the draft this year. But Indiana have the tools to be able to shut this Ohio State offense down, but it's easier said than done. So, Ohio State do need the run offense to go, though, in this. It'll be much... If they can get the rushing game going, it will make life difficult for Indiana, but that's where I expect Indiana to win on that one. Who do I have for the ACC, Virginia or Duke? I mean, that's tough. I know Duke are a 5-loss team, but Duke spent a lot of money in the portal, getting Mensa there, etc. It's one of those where a team can sneak through and be bad all year, and then they can just turn it on. Virginia have just not looked themselves in recent weeks. It's going to be close. I mean, I would like it to be Virginia, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that Duke might win it just because it's going to cause chaos in the playoff rankings as well. If Duke win, then 2 Group of 5 teams are going as the game is kicking off and Indiana are going to receive. So we're going to see Fernando Mendoza first. Let's see how he starts this one off. But yeah, I've got Duke for the ACC one, but I want it to be Virginia. But just a lot of times, teams who sneak into championship games who don't deserve it then end up going to win it. So, yeah, we're going to see what they can do. And, again, critical for Indiana. They will try and get the run game going first. It's not designed to run and gun from far behind. So, you want to be able to rush early. But, yeah, Carter Smith, the left tackle, big game for him. If he has a good game here, he'll be one of the hotter prospects going into the draft. It's a snap back. Mendoza drops. It's a shot downfield. It's about a 9-yard gain. They go to the pass game right away off the bat. So good for them. They're not just going to go rushing it straight off, but they've got... That is Elijah Sarrett first up, and we've got an injury already. Oh no, who's that? Oh, we don't want this so early, but yeah, Sarrett, it's a good catch. Oh, is that Mendoza? Oh, no. Oh, Mendoza gets absolutely walloped. He's down on the ground, and this is disastrous. Is that Caden Curry? Caden Curry. It's not forcible contact, but he hits him in the helmet. It's not intentional at all. But Fernando's down right now. That's a horrible start to the game. So I say it's a 9-yard pickup for Sarrett. Let's just have a look again. Sarrett throws. He just leans in with his shoulder. And Mendoza's in the air when he throws it. It's a sharp impact. You hope he's just had the wind knocked out of him. But Caden Curry gets him good. He's walking off. He looks alright. I think it's just he's had the wind knocked out of him, thank God. I assume his brother, Alberto Mendoza's the backup, so I assume Alberto's going to come in for a snap. But no, he looks like he's going to go... Or is he going to need a concussion check? I'm not sure. It's 2nd and 1 anyhow. Alberto Mendoza is in. I mean, to be honest, Alberto's not done bad this year. He's had a few games where he's come in relief. He's got 286 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, and just 1 interception, so he can throw it if need be. They're in a deep set. It's handed off to Hemby, and he just about gets the yard. He gets contacted behind the line, but he's able to sneak in for the yard, and Fernando's coming back in. Thank God for that. Like, that is the last thing we wanted to start this game with, was an injury to Fernando Mendoza. But again, nothing wrong with what Caden Curry did. It was just a hard hit. I think he had the wind knocked out of him there. Thank the Lord for that. Don't know if it wasn't Turf Monster there. Yeah, I think he just got the wind knocked out of him. He fell awkwardly, but he didn't fall on his shoulder or anything like that. He looks pretty healthy. First down for Indiana at their own 35. So the first down is on the board. There's a handoff. They try up the middle. They get about 3 yards. I think that's our first look at Roman Hemby this evening. He didn't start the season very much. He was very much firmly backwards in the rotation, Hemby was, but he's worked his way into the number 1 guy now. But whether it's Hemby, Kalen Black, they're just so stacked at running back here. They're at 2nd and 7 at the 38. Another handoff. Oh, hits a little bit of a hole, but a really good tackle there. I think that is Sonny Styles. No, it's Curry in there as well, but I think Sonny Styles got the big block in there. There was a big crease, got about 2 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 5. But yeah, that's why I love Sonny Styles. He just came up, filled that gap, and absolutely trucked Hemby back in the opposite direction. He's going to be such a good player in the NFL. He's one of these linebacker safety hybrid types, Sonny Styles is. He's built like a safety, but he moves like a very athletic linebacker. It's 3rd and 4, early doors. The protection is fantastic. Mendoza's in the pocket. He scrambles. He's having a run. No, he throws late. Finds his man. It's a first down. Very good play there. I think that is the tight end. I can't ever say his name. Oh no, it's Charlie Becker, his other receiver. Very well played there, Mendoza. Just takes his time, waits for his man to come open. Becker catches it, falls backwards under pressure. That's a really good play there from Mendoza. Pass protection was fantastic. Ohio State got nowhere near him, but he had to go for a little run. But it's 1st and 10. They're in Ohio State's half at the 49. Mendoza's looking downfield. He launches a bomb down. It's underneath. Oh, it's broken up. What a breakup that was there. Mendoza taking a shot down towards the end zone. But they said, nay, that's not coming in our direction. Think that was Lorenzo Styles, the safety. Just got his hands in there. Up against Omar Cooper Jr. Yep, Lorenzo Styles. Really good pass breakup on Omar Cooper there. But Indiana, not shy from taking the hit downfield. They hand off on 2nd down. They get about 3. So it's going to be a 3rd and 7. So chance for Ohio State to get them off the field here. Going to be interesting to see what Indiana dial up here. They like to do screens and stuff in this situation. Get the ball in. Omar Cooper, especially on 3rd downs, is very dangerous. So I won't be surprised if they go to him again. But the pass protection on the last 3rd down was very good. But yeah, that was a tremendous play from Lorenzo Styles, the pass breakup. They're at the Ohio State 46. This is 3rd and 7. Need to get to the 39. Mendoza drops back. The protection's decent, but he's sacked. He's brought down. Number 92. Of course, it's no one else other than Caden Curry. That is sack number 11 on the season. He's working on the right tackle. To be fair, the right tackle holds up pretty well to start with, but he pushes him round the back, but there's nowhere for Mendoza to go. That's a coverage sack more than anything. But look at the hustle from Curry. He just keeps going and going and going, and it's going to be a punt for Indiana early doors. Should be able to pin Ohio State back deep. Fair catch is called at the about 11.5 yard line for Ohio State. We're going to get our first look at Julian Sayin, but yep, there we go. Caden Curry, the man himself. I mean, it's not the worst first drive from Indiana. There was some good plays in there, but just a really good stop by Lorenzo Styles. That put them behind the chains on that last set of downs. You get to 3rd and 7, then you're going to struggle to convert that. But some very good defensive play from Ohio State early doors. RJ Gunn goes, love you all. I have to watch the game with the pops. Enjoy. It says, go Hoosiers. Appreciate it. Grandeyes are there with the sack. Comment is, yep, Caden Curry with the sack. And now we're going to see what Indiana's defense can do. Again, this is one of the best defenses you'll just find, period. I absolutely love pretty much everybody who's on here. But this defensive line is absolutely formidable. They say you've got to try and run on Landino, and you've got to try and run on Tucker first, and Camara and co. If you get behind the sticks against these guys, they will come after you. But they also get a ton of turnovers. So, saying he's very efficient, he's very accurate, doesn't often put the ball in harm's way. He's going to need to be at his very best today, otherwise turnovers could become a fact. But yeah, first drive is up. We're just on the commercial break. We're just waiting. Hope everyone's alright. Appreciate you joining me this evening. As I say, this was a very last minute thing. So, yeah, I know there won't be a lot of people, not usually a lot of people in anyhow, but I didn't really announce it. I just figured I'd spent all day sat watching, bored on my own. So I thought, well, why not share it with you guys, the last one? So, yeah, decided very last minute to do this. Pass the crumpets, old chap. It's past crumpet time here. It's 1:30 in the morning. But again, a month's time. This is all gonna be done. We're approaching the end of both seasons. We've just got December and January to go now, and then I'll return to my regular life of going to bed at normal times again. So may as well make the most of these while we can. Duncan Stewart, Matt Stafford was a bulldog. He was indeed one of the best bulldogs ever. But it was that long ago now, people have forgotten. I saw someone the other day was trying to... All these content creators now are doing these spin things where they're trying to create the best teams from the players available. And they got Georgia quarterback, and they didn't pick Matt Stafford. And you're just like, what? Like, Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback the Bulldogs have had this century. Who would not put Stafford in an all team when you get the chance of a Georgia quarterback? The mind boggles. Anywho, Ohio State about to start their first drive. We've got 10.5 minutes of the first quarter left. They are backed up at their own 12, so expect this Indiana defense to be aggressive. Snaps back. And it's a quick pass out first up, and it's a first down. Going to see a lot of those quickly out the hand today. I think they're not going to want to keep it in his hands very long. That's Jeremiah Smith's first catch. It is a first down. Ohio State trying to create tempo here, and that's what they'll want. They'll want to go quickly. Indiana will want to slow them down a little bit, but Ohio State love playing at a high tempo to just get other opposition defenses off their mark. They're at their own 25. Snap, drops back to pass again. He's pressured, has to throw it away. Takes a little bit of a hit there, but really good pressure from the Indiana defensive line there. Both tackles broke through the interior, and then one of the edges came in and forced the errant throw, so that is going to be a 2nd and 10. Yeah, Hosea Wheeler's in there as well on that defensive line for Indiana. I think he was a star for Western Kentucky. Could be wrong. Pretty sure I was right. But he was a statistical star there who's grown into this team this year. But yeah, really good pressure from the Indiana D-line. 2nd and 10. This is where they want to be. Handoff now, first of the game, goes for... That's good running, that is, for about 4 yards. That is Bo Jackson. It's going to be a 3rd and 6, though. This is an early opportunity for the Hoosiers to get Ohio State off the field, and they're going to need to take these opportunities. They may not get a load of 3rd and 5 pluses today, so every time you get more than 3rd and 5, you want to get the opponent off the field then and there. But as you can see, Ohio State, they're 2nd in the FBS at doing 3rd downs, so this is their wheelhouse. They've got a triple set of wide receivers at the top. They've got one at the bottom. Big bunch. You feel like they're going to go in that direction. Snaps back. Waiting to throw. Good protection. Oh, it's picked! It's picked! Indiana have got it! And what did I tell you? They have a secondary that love to gobble up the ball. And that, I think, is one of the safeties. Oh my, we have a big play from Indiana early. That is Louis Moore, the safety. That is his 6th interception of the year. And, oh, look at that. He just robs him. He sat right behind the receiver, and then he just appears out of nowhere and robs it. What a catch that is. Louis Moore, the 6th interception for the Indiana safety this year, is setting up Indiana in some wonderful field position here. Told you, you have got to be careful when throwing on this Indiana secondary. That is now 10 sacks, 10 interceptions the two safeties have between them this year. Now, Indiana getting to work right away. A rush goes for about a yard, but they're at the Ohio State 22. Oh, what a big play early on from the Indiana defense. Again, you got to 3rd and 6. You put pressure on the quarterback. He makes a throw that he probably shouldn't have, but it's just a wonderful piece of disguised play from Louis Moore, that is. Now, Ohio State's defense need to make a stop here. They want to try and keep a field goal out of this. We got a 2nd and 9. Snap back to Mendoza. He's dropping to pass. Throw to the sidelines, perfect to Elijah Sarrett for a first down. Again, you can see Elijah Sarrett's just such a technical route runner. He's so good at what he does. Threatens a go, just runs a simple out, past the chains. Mendoza sticks it straight in the breadbasket. That's a first down for Indiana, and this is their first trip into the red zone. They are at the Ohio State 11. They've got one in the backfield, a man in motion. Snap goes back, Mendoza drops the pass, doesn't find anything, rolls right, he's having a look, probably going to have to throw it away. That's very good pressure from Ohio State there. Very good coverage. This is the thing, they really tighten up in the red zone, Ohio State do. You've got to work well, you've got to have a run game in there as well. That's first down. You're probably going to try and run the ball now and set up an easier third down. You can get a first down at about the 1, so you don't have to get into the end zone, but you want to get some positive yardage here, for sure. At the 11 again, runner in the backfield, snap. There is a handoff, and it goes nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. This is going to be 3rd and 10. 2 good stops from Ohio State's defense to start this set of downs. You're probably going to take a shot at the end zone here, or a screen, something like that. You got to figure if they get it to like 4th and 2, 4th and 3, they might consider it, and I think you probably have to in this situation, but if you're down to 4th and 10, just take the 3. But you do really want to capitalize on the turnover and make it hurt. Mendoza drops, protection is good, throws it into the ground. Yep, just absolutely nothing there whatsoever. Take the 3 points, be done with it, get yourselves on the board. Really good stop from Ohio State's defense there, put in a really hefty situation, but they were able to get out of it. Yeah, there was just nothing. Again, it's Caden Curry. Caden Curry's had a really good start to this game. He's got a sack already. Put a huge hit on Mendoza early, which knocked him out for a play. He's been hassling him all over the show. Snap is back, kick is up and good, and Indiana take the lead. First points of this game. Hoosiers up 3-0, but they will be disappointed that wasn't 7 after the turnover. Left them in very good field position. But yeah, Louis Moore, man, if you are a fan of safeties who like interceptions, and a lot of Lions fans are with what Kirby Joseph does, then Louis Moore is one of the guys that you want to really take a look at going into the next cycle. He's just been nothing short of tremendous this year. Him and Amari Farrell. 10 interceptions between the two safeties. This is Louis Moore's year. He's 5'11", 200 pounds, so he was a starter at Indiana in 2023. Had a really good year, 3 interceptions. Got him a move to Ole Miss. The move to Ole Miss didn't work. He played 350 snaps, but they didn't play him too much. Came back to Indiana this year, and he's just been fantastic. 66 tackles, just a 10% missed tackle rate. In coverage, he's given up receptions on 18 of 30 targets, which is only 60% for a safety. That's low, but now 6 interceptions and 2 pass breakups this year. NFL passer rating against him is 35. That is insanely low. He is as locked down as they come at the safety position. And you would figure this is his 2nd full year as a starter, but I would not be surprised if he comes to the draft this year. He'll be a day 2 pick straight off the bat. And his run defense is good as well. He's grading out at 80 this year. Yeah, he's a very good run defending safety, but he is a ball hawk. I'd be surprised if the Lions might not take a look at him actually as well. Man, I love this Indiana team. But yeah, 3-0 to Indiana. We're just taking a break here. Indiana's first drive ended up in a punt. Ohio State's first drive ended up in a turnover. Just the 6th interception thrown this year by Julian Sayin at the hands of Louis Moore. Indiana not able to fully capitalize. They get a field goal off it, and we await Ohio State's next attempt at this. But You know, we said Indiana's route to winning is through their defense, and they did what they needed to. They got Ohio State to a 3rd and 6, put pressure on the quarterback, and forced the errant throw that got picked off. So Ohio State are going to have to do a lot better. They're going to need to run the ball a bit more and get some better yardage to stop those situations from happening. Megan goes, guess what I'm getting for my birthday, which was last Monday, Christmas from my family? A ride in a fully kitted movie replica DeLorean time machine from Back to the Future when I'm in Sydney at the end of next month. That is amazing. I hope you have a wonderful time with that. Yeah, a fully kitted out replica, that'd be awesome. You've got to wear the white wig as well. You've got to look like Doc if you're going in there. So I hope you go the full 9 yards for it. You'll have to send us some photos of you doing it. Imagine it will be quite fun. You're not too far off from my birthday either. My birthday is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks today is my birthday. So I'll be watching playoff football on my birthday, and I'm going to be very happy about that. So yeah, looking forward to it. Not to my age, but I'm looking forward to the fact it'll be my birthday in 2 weeks. So we're birthday buddies almost, same month. I am getting a photo shoot at the cinema I saw the movie at. Aye, excellent. Let's say, yeah, that sounds very fun. I don't know what I'm getting for my birthday this year, so I'll have to wait and see. I have to buy myself something, so I don't know what I'm going to get myself yet, but we'll see what I get. Oh dear. Yeah, Julian's saying, they're just saying last week he threw an interception early against Michigan, then he was nigh on perfect for the rest of the game. That will not faze him. Like, you don't expect him to fully see ghosts and start throwing picks everywhere now. He is not going to be phased in the slightest, but Indiana are going to want to press home the pressure here. So we'll see whether at the starting at their own 25 this time. There's a man in motion, snap back, early throw and catch to Jeremiah Smith again. Basically exactly the same throw as how they started their last drive. It's just a really quick out to the perimeter so that Indiana's D-line can get nowhere near him. They're probably going to have to start playing a bit closer up in man to stop these, but if you do that, then there's a chance Jeremiah beats you downfield with his pace. So understandably, Indiana have been a bit meh. He's matched up on D'Angelo Pons at the minute, but D'Angelo Pons is best corner in the country, without a shadow of a doubt, for me anyhow. Even better than Mansour Delane. Oh, pressure up the middle. First down for Indiana. Another throw, this time to Carnell Tate. But one of the Indiana D tackles just blew through the middle of that line and put a lot of pressure on Sayin. In fact, it's the defensive end who just bursts through. That's number 8. That is, when I can find it. That's Stephen Daly. He's the other edge rusher opposite Mikhail Kamara, but that's really good penetration from him there to force the pressure, but Sayin kept his nerve. Drop back again, gonna throw it down the middle. It's tipped, but it's caught by Jeremiah Smith. That was lucky. They're about up to halfway now, but that looked like it got tipped at the line. I could be wrong, but that's the third catch for Jeremiah Smith already. He slips actually, but it's kind of like you saw J-Mo did the other day, where he's on a go and he just stops on a dime and changes direction. DB has no real chance with that there. So, but yeah, he's got 3 receptions for 32 yards already. 32 of Sayin's 37 passing yards have gone to Jeremiah Smith. They're at their own 49. Handoff. Bo Jackson goes out wide, hits the crease, gets about 7, maybe 8. And Ohio State are moving the ball nicely on this drive. Again, they're going up tempo. They're down on the snap again already, really trying to get Indiana off their game. How? Tackle for a loss. They tried to run it quick. They try to run again. That was blown up in the backfield. That is a loss of 2.5. It was about 3rd and 2.5. It's now 3rd and 5. Really good penetration up the interior again. These defensive tackles for Indiana, they are something else. That was Tyreek Tucker who blew up that play. Honestly, you want defensive tackles in the draft, you look at this pairing next year. They're going to be awesome. So it's a 3rd and 5 at the Indiana 46, and another chance for Indiana to get off the field again. They did it first time. What can they dial up this time? Snap back. Sayan's looking. He's got nothing. He's under pressure. He's sacked. He's sacked. He is down. That looks like Elijah Hardy, number 21. It is Elijah Hardy, number 21. That is sack number 8 for him this season from his outside linebacker position. But just showing you here. Wow. Sayan had a wide receiver free down the middle. That was busted, but the pressure was just getting to him. He couldn't see the pressure. It's back down at the 50, and Ohio State are going to have to punt. And punt they do. Fair catch is signalled at the Indiana 11-yard line. And once again, Indiana's defense holds up. That defensive line, it's tough. It's really tough. Ohio State are trying to go tempo. They're getting a few good plays off on them, but Indiana are adapting very quickly. The defensive tackles are causing all sorts of problems. But yeah, that second down, there was 2nd and 3. Tyreek Tucker just bursts through the middle, tackle for loss, 3rd and 5, then the pressure gets them off the field. This is what Indiana are good at. That's an awesome drive. That's 2 awesome drives there from Indiana's defense. They've got Ohio State to 3rd downs twice. They've got them off the field twice. That's exactly what you want. I'm going to see the last showing of the musical as Marty. That is cool. Grandizer goes, and for our birthday, try your luck with the nameless thing of Berkeley Square, chasing you around that place. Make a bloke run for their life. I'll have to try something eventually, Grandizer, but that stuff happens down in London. And, yeah, I'm too poor to go to London at the minute, so that'll not be happening for my birthday. Although the guys are down there next week for the Rams game, so, you know. If anybody's in London next week, perchance as well, by the way, we're doing a Raw and Lions UK meet-up for the Rams game, so if you're in London, drop by and say hi. So yeah, we're still at Indiana 3, Ohio State nothing, and as someone put earlier, this might be a low-scoring game. Both defenses are doing really good jobs so far, specifically both defensive lines, but the Stars have made plays. Caden Curry's been awesome. Elijah Hardy's been really good so far. Pons has made some good plays. Yeah, very much a defensive effort so far. And both lines are keeping each other's run games in check for the time being. It's going to be the first one to break through in the run game, which I think is going to win this, but that could take some time. Rams and Seahawks play in Melbourne in 2026. Hey, that'd be awesome. Mind you, I say that. Australia's massive, so you may very well live on the other side of the country, so that might just be a journey that's impossible as well, but hopefully you get to see the Seahawks play there. The Lions are coming to Europe next year, I do believe. We think it's Germany, that's fine for us, but if they come to England, great, but the Lions are pretty much having an international game next year, so we're waiting confirmation, but we're pretty sure they're going to come to Germany, which will be awesome for us, because Germany's just an hour and a half's flight away from here, so we can do that one pretty easy. Hopefully we can get credentialed for it, but we will see. You may mail letter or Xmas cards to the lads. Yeah. If you want to send us some Christmas cards, do so. We'll send some over that way. See if I can get Herm to send some out for me or something. Our Hawks chat are planning a trip. I'm a state away south to me. Well, that's again, like, Australian states are huge. So you could still need a flight there, but hopefully you get to see them. It'd be awesome feeling. Like we're all looking forward to the Lions coming over. It's going to be great. We always said if they came to Europe, no matter where they go, whether it be Spain, Germany, Ireland, or here, we'll find a way to get there because it's a lot closer than having to take the flight over to America. But I do plan on doing the America trip next year as well because I've been saying I have for the last 3 years now. And I really want to do it, so hopefully we do. Anyhow, Indiana on their own 11, starting their 3rd drive. Quick shot out to Omar Cooper, I think, to Charlie Hecker, not Hecker. You know what I mean, Becker, not Hecker. But it's an incomplete pass. Oh, Omar Cooper Jr.'s limped off. That is a massive loss for Indiana, that is. He's statistically their leading receiver this year. He's hobbling off the field down the tunnel. Don't know if we'll see him again. You've still got Elijah Sarrett and Becker, though, so, it's not too bad. Handoff to Hemby. He hits a crease up the middle, gets a good 7. Takes an Ohio State defender with him to make it a manageable 3rd down. Really strong running from the former Terrapin there. It's going to be 3rd and 2. I would not be surprised if they run it again here. In these 3rd and short situations, they do like to keep it on the ground to minimise the risk of a turnover. But they've got a spread set here. 4 receivers spread out very wide. There is a back in the backfield with him. They could do the quarterback draw as well. QB keeps it. It is a quarterback draw. It's executed perfectly. Absolutely excellent work there. The Indiana offensive line opens up a big crease, and Hemby, the running back, he comes down onto the safety and makes a tremendous block on him. That's an awesome block from Roman Hemby there. It means Mendoza can scamper through to get the 1st down. That's a very well executed 3rd down there from Indiana. Great play from Roman Hemby at running back. It's going to be a 1st and 10. New set of downs at their own 27. Still a long way to go. Got a man in motion. Screen. It's picked. Intercepted. The screen bounced off the receiver's hand straight up into the air. And that looks like it is... No, it's not Lorenzo Styles. Is that Caden Downs? Is that Downs? Oh, wow. Just bounced off, and that was blown up instantly. That's Davison Igbonason. That's the guy Ryan absolutely loves. And that is a huge turnover deep in Indiana territory. So we've got an interception each in this one. 2 very reliable. Both these quarterbacks had only thrown 5 interceptions all season. Now both of them have thrown a pick tonight deep in their own territory. Ohio State were able to minimize the damage to 3. Now Indiana's defense has a big job on its hands here. It's got to keep Ohio State to 3. But yeah, there's the play by Davison Igbonason. I mean, it's not the most impressive one in the world. He just happens to be in there. But Indiana tried the screen. It was blown up instantly. Receiver had no chance whatsoever and panicked and just knocked it up in the air, and Igbonason was there to gulp it up. Thankful for Indiana they were able to tackle him there, otherwise he'd have housed the thing back in the opposite direction. So 1 turnover apiece. This is a very defense heavy game so far. Both teams have a couple of sacks, both teams have an interception. Both teams have been stopping any form of run game so far. You just get the feeling that Ohio State have a little bit more juice in their offense at the minute. They've got the tempo going, and now they're in a short yardage situation. They've had the tempo so far and moved it downfield, but Indiana eventually get a stop on them. They just need a good 1st down and they're in, but when you've not got much of the field to defend and you're against specialists like Smith and Tate who can get open very easy, this is going to be a tough assignment for them to block up. I was supposed to go to Germany in 2022. We'll be there in March for Back to the Future musical. God, you've seen Back to the Future a lot. But that's cool. I love Germany. It's good fun. I saw them in Seattle in 2022. I remember you've been there. I remember the photos from when you were there. That seems like an age ago now. Well, in fact, it is. It's 3 years ago, but... yeah, it feels like an age ago that happened. Davison Igbonason. Yeah, Igbonason's the one Ryan talks about all the time. Ryan loves Igbonason. He's a massive fan. I think it's his draft year as well. So he started at Ole Miss, which is why Ryan will have liked him, because Ryan likes Ole Miss players, but he spent the last 3 years at Ohio State. He's not much of an interception guy. That was only his 4th career interception, and he's played nearly 2,700 snaps. But he's an elite run defending corner. He's 6'2", 195 pounds. He's built like a brick shithouse, as they say. But he's very athletic as well. Career missed tackle rate of 11%, which is pretty decent for a corner. Only given up 51% on passing as well. 109 of 211. So yeah, he's good. Not giving up a single touchdown this year. Ohio State go. First down run goes for about... Oh, it should have gone for about 2, but Bo Jackson scrambles for 7, but there's a flag down. If this is holding, this will help Indiana a hell of a lot. Again, Ohio State's offensive line's not seen a defensive line like this year. There's going to be some holding in. There's a lot of pressure going to come. Oh, no. It's a defensive foul. Oh, wow. It's a defensive foul. Let's have a little look what goes on here. Can't... Oh, it's a face mask. He just grabs Bo Jackson's face mask. That's a very good spot there. That was really difficult to see. But this is first and goal now. Ohio State are knocking, and Indiana needs something special here. It's at the 8.5 yard line. Bunch set. Several tight ends in here. You figure they're going to try and run it on first down. They've got a fullback and a running back in the eye. Just one receiver. It's handed off. And it's a tackle for loss for about 5 yards. And there is a flag again. But this Indiana defense is getting a lot of pressure. It's bursting through this line. That's Utzinger. Don't know who this foul's on. I'm not sure Indiana will accept it. Offside on the defense. 2 defensive penalties in a row. And yeah, he's right. It is. I think that's on camera. Not camera. It's on the other one. Daily, I think. So first and goal again. That would have been a huge boost there. That was about a 4 yard loss, but the penalties have just got Indiana here. They're defending their own 4 yard line now. Again, we've got fullback, running back in, heavy set, just one receiver out. And Sayan's looking for him and he just throws it into orbit. Like, he's just absolutely moonballed that thing. That must have gone halfway up the stand. He didn't like what he saw. D'Angelo Pons did a really good job there in coverage. It's D'Angelo Pons on Jeremiah Smith. Yeah, really good aggressive play there from D'Angelo Pons. Gives Jeremiah Smith nothing. And the pressure again comes through the middle. So Sayan has to moonball it. Second and goal from the 4. Lots of changes at the last moment. Substitutions are in. You got 2 men out wide this time. You still got a running back and a fullback in. Man in motion. It's handed off. And there's a flag. Another flag. 3 flags in 4 plays. False start on the offense. And you just know it. This Indiana defense. It's feisty, man. It's very feisty. Forces a throwaway on first down now. They've elicited a false start. So it's still second and goal. Going to be at about the 9 yard line. So we're second and goal at the Indiana 9 yard line. You got a receiver spread up and down here. One running back now, but 2 tight ends in. Snap is back. Sayan drops. Got a decent pocket, but he's flushed out. He's running to his right. Throws. Touchdown. Touchdown, Ohio State. And that is Carnell Tate. And the Buckeyes take the lead. And that is tough on the Indiana defense. They tried, but they got busted open. Their defensive line tried, but they just didn't maintain their gap discipline. Sayan had a hole to hit. It's good pressure initially, but then the middle just completely opens up. Mikhail Kamara spins inside, gets taken out. Yeah, it's just a lot of time to try and hold up in coverage for those guys in the secondary, and they just can't do it. Kick is about to come. Kick is up. It's right down Broadway, and Ohio State take a 7-3 lead thanks to Carnell Tate. There's 46 seconds left of the first quarter. Been a good game so far, but Ohio State strike the first true blow in this. Now we're going to see what Indiana are made of. They're down. They don't want to be down and giving Ohio State the ball back. and it was the interception from Mendoza. Sayin has bounced back from his earlier interception, so hopefully Mendoza can do that as well. But yeah, good play there from Ohio State. 3 whole years, want to go back, not at the moment. Yeah, I've been saying I'm going over to... I have had plans to go over to America for years now, but I've had to switch jobs twice this year, which has not helped. I've had so many problems here at home that I've just not been able to get ready to do a trip like that. So hopefully, because 2025 has been an awful year for me, hopefully 26 is going to be a lot better and we can get over there, because I have a lot of things I want to do. Where's Ryan at now? In bed, probably. Grandizer. It's 2 a.m. here. I'm the only one stupid enough to stay up this late at night multiple times in a row. This is my 3rd night in a row late. Obviously, we had the Lions game 2 days ago. Last night, I was watching the James Madison-Troy game till about 4 a.m. And now I'm watching this one. I'm a crazy man who stays up till 4 or 5 in the morning all the time, because I have nothing better to do, and plus I love this. So again, in 2 months' time I will have nothing left to watch, so I'm going to enjoy it whilst I can. 46 seconds left in the quarter. Indiana are about to get underway from their own 25. How will they respond? Down 7-3. Mendoza drops back, surveys the field, has a look. He's taken a big shot downfield. Oh, and it's broken up. Lorenzo Styles again, but there is a flag on the play. Is there some pass interference here? The throw was just a little bit short. Pass interference on the defense, so that is a big call there for Indiana. We'll have to take a look back at this. Styles is in there. Oh yeah, he's grabbing the jersey, stopping the hand, getting up. Yeah. It's tough. I've seen those not given. But yeah, he's interfering with his hands there. To be honest, Lorenzo Styles had an amazing pass breakup earlier. But that one he just pulled a little bit. So yeah, it's pass interference, which is only 15 yards. There's a run through the middle. Kalen Black has found a gap to the 30, to the 20. Huge play there, and Indiana are hitting back hard. They draw the DPI, get 15 yards, and I think that is Kalen Black. This is from the 40, and it shows you here the right tackle comes across, seals the edge. Really good play from that Indiana offensive line. Just draws a huge crease. Carter Smith, the left tackle, had a hell of a block there. He is maybe the most underrated left tackle in all of college football, Carter Smith. And Indiana, just like that, are down at Ohio State's 23-yard line. Handoff again. No gap this time. That's Sonny Styles. Gets about a yard. But Sonny Styles says, "No, sir, you ain't going nowhere." Yeah, Ryan and Hank are in bed. But you will see them next week on the college show. He is welcome to do these with me, but again, I'm the only one who stays up so late here. I should have done an earlier one today, but I wasn't going to do a live today. I only decided to do one literally 20 minutes before this came on, so yeah. We missed Tom too. I've not seen him in a long time. Tom's doing well. Tom got married, so Tom has a lot more on his plate nowadays. He's got a lot. He was always busy with work. Tom was in the first place, but now he's married, got a wife, got a family on the way, I believe, and everything. So Tom's doing well. I think it's just he doesn't have much time nowadays. He did pop up in Discord the other day though, so he's doing well. I do miss him as well, though. Steve, I've not heard from in a little bit. Steve usually talks to Matt. I will check. But he has been, again, knocking around recently. As far as I'm aware, he's still fighting hard. He's still the grittiest person we know, Steve is. He's gonna kick that illness's ass and be around for a long time, so, yeah. But no, he's still going. You know what Steve's like. He's the ultimate grit warrior. I do miss Steve as well, though. I miss Steve a lot. Hey-ho. been weird. 5 years of the podcast now, over 5 years. The lineup has changed a little bit here and there. Some of the ones who started with us are not doing it, but it's all part of the journey. We meet everyone along the way, and they're always a part of the group. They always will be. They're always welcome back, so hopefully we'll see them soon. Tom likes to pop up round draft time as well, because Tom loves doing draft things, and he's more eloquent at explaining it than I am, so. But you will see them all. They're all around. Don't worry. We're in a commercial break at the moment. End of the first quarter. Ohio State 7, Indiana 3, but Indiana are threatening. And this has been a really good response from them. Mendoza throws a pick right in his own 20. Ohio State get a touchdown from it. But two big plays. Defensive pass interference penalty, and then Kalen Black knocked off about a 40-yard run. Again, really, really good blocking. I'm going to do, because I know the Lions are potentially looking at tackles going forward with Taylor Decker and whatnot. Carter Smith should be on all your radars for the Detroit Lions. He's an amazing left tackle, especially in the run game, which is what we covet more than anything. I just don't see anybody talk about him at all, which is odd. He's 6'5", 313 pounds. He's a 3-year starter at left tackle for Indiana. He's got 2,500 snaps of experience there. They say he's not given up a sack or a quarterback hit this year. He is as dominant as they could be. He's come up against that Iowa defensive line. He's come up against Oregon. He absolutely destroyed Mateo Uiagalelei when they played one another. He's come up against the Penn State D-line as well, Dennis Smith-Sutton. He's come up against some very good players this year. And he's just absolutely dominated each and every one of them. But yeah, I will definitely be doing a feature on Carter Smith at some point. Oh, what did everyone else have... If you have any questions you want to ask me as we go, as I say, just let me know. What has everyone else thought about the rest of championship weekend? We've had some big shocks. Kennesaw State won the CUSA. I'm absolutely delighted for them. They've gone from 2 wins to a CUSA championship in one season. That is absolutely awesome, and I'm so happy for them. I didn't really get to watch much of their game, but I will watch it back at some point. But yeah, really, really happy. Kennesaw State, Jerry Mack, the job he's done there has been absolutely tremendous. As Indiana get underway again, keep it on the ground. Hemby finds a crease, but he only gets about 2 yards, so it's going to be a 3rd and 7. They're just sneaking into the Ohio State red zone. It's 3rd and 6. They won't want to settle for another field goal here. Field goals are not going to win you a game against Ohio State. Going to see early now how aggressive they'll be. If they get half of this, if they get to 4th and 3 or less, you've got to figure they'll go for it. Got to figure they're not going to try the screen pass again, though, because that was read like a book last time. And they've got two set wide receivers out left and right. Hemby goes out wide. He's looking. Mendoza nearly runs into a sack, and he does get sacked. The coverage has been really good from Ohio State so far. That is Jackson, the other Ohio State edge. Kenyatta Jackson. And this is just a coverage sack. It's actually pretty good. It's Carter Smith on Kenyatta Jackson. So he pushes Kenyatta Jackson all the way from the left-hand side all the way to the right tackle around, but he just can't hold the block forever. It was a good block by Carter Smith, so they're going to settle for the field goal here. It's a 4th and 8. Make it a 1-point game. Kick is up. Oh, it's going to miss. He's missed it. It is no good. Disaster there for Radicic, the Indiana kicker. And that Kenyatta Jackson sack proving to be very critical right now. That is... I mean... His first kick, Radicic's first kick that he scored didn't look, the most safe of kicks. He's usually a good kicker. But that's a big stop there from Ohio State's defense. And Indiana just They're struggling in the red zone right now. That's 2 trips to red zone area, and they've come away with 3 points. You just can't do that against Ohio State. And your defense ain't going to keep making stops forever. So they've got their backs to the wall a little bit now. This is the part of the game where you can let it get away from you early, and we don't want that to happen. We want a competitive game for us to watch. I don't want a blowout like last time. Most of the games I've done for these watch-alongs have been competitive. The last one was not, when we did South Florida and UTSA. South Florida blew them out. Just in a commercial break right now, but yeah, not good from Indiana at all, that. Yes, Carter Smith of Indiana. He is awesome. And what about Fernando Carmona Jr., Arkansas left out? He is out there, yes. What, in terms of a prospect? I was pretty sure they said they were going to... I did a tackle thing earlier in the year. Before we started the college football season, I did a show on tackles, and Carter Smith was on that. I'm pretty sure they said Carmona was switching to guard. I was reading through an Arkansas Insiders article, and I'm pretty sure they said they were going to cut Carmona at guard. They said he wasn't going to be a tackle at the next level. He's 6'5", 325, but I'm pretty sure they said he was going to guard. He is. He's been the left guard for Arkansas this year. He was their left tackle last year, but they've kicked him inside. I mean, he's got 3 seasons at left tackle, but his 2 best seasons came at San Jose State. In the SEC, he wasn't so good at left tackle last year, especially in the run game. But, I mean, Arkansas have been a miserable team, so you can say what you want. He's given up 1 sack and 3 hits this year, but no, he's playing left guard now, Grandizer, and I'm pretty sure they said that's where his future is in the league. So I'm not looking at him as direct competition for Carter Smith. Although, you know, if you like positional versatility, maybe you could do it that way. He's got the size to be a tackle, just about. But yeah, they've said they believe his career belongs at guard. Right, Ohio State get us going again. They try to run it, get about 3 yards, even though they're contacted at the line of scrimmage. That's hard running there. That's West, one of the other running backs. They've gone away from Bo Jackson right now. That is Isaiah West, 306 yards for him this year, a bit more now. But good, tough running, and this is where the toll might come on Indiana's defense. If they kept asking to make stops, can they keep doing it? 2nd and 6. He got 4 actually, although it's a very long 6. Snap is back. Sayin drops, throws it, hits a deep one downfield, and Smith is open against Pons. He catches it, comes back across the field. That is a huge tackle. They're all the way down to the Indiana 21. Oh, and Ohio State are just beginning to flex their muscles a little here. There is a flag on the play. Not sure what the flag is. If this is on Ohio State, this is huge. Nope, it's on Indiana. Hands to the face penalty on the defense. Oh, this Indiana defense has been pinged a few times. It's been pinged a few times. I'm not sure where the hands to the face is, though. I didn't... Oh, there it is, right at the end. Yeah, it was. But yeah, Jeremiah Smith on D'Angelo Pons just does him for speed. And not many people get the better of D'Angelo Pons. It's a lovely throw from Sayin right in the breadbasket. Sayin drops in... Smith drops back inside. I thought he was going to house that for a minute, but a covering defender managed to lunge an arm out at him and bring him down. They're down to the 11. With that penalty added on, they're already deep into Indiana's red zone, and this could get nasty. Handoff. Got about 2 yards. Let's be nice. 2 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 9. 2nd and 8. Sorry, yeah. 2 yards. Duh. 10 minus 2 is 8. I'm forgetting basic maths here, but it's 2 in the morning, so forgive me. Gotta hold them to a field goal here if you're Indiana. Can't allow another touchdown. You do not want to go double-digit points down or you're going to start chasing this thing. A turnover will be lovely right now. 2nd and 8 at the Indiana 9. As a running back in. It's a handoff. They're going down the right-hand side. Boom! What a tackle that is. Oh, that is a beautiful tackle from... I think that's Louis Moore again. Oh no, that's Farrell. This is the other safety. Amare Farrell. What a tackle that was. He saw the gap that the running back was trying to exploit. He just rolls downtown and absolutely pile drives him. They get a yard, but it's 3rd and 7 at the Indiana 7.5 yard line. It's a short 7. They can get a first down. Snap is back. Pressure comes. He rolls out to the right. Sacked! What a sack that is. That is... Oh. Hang on. That is Isaiah Jones. He goes after... saying he comes from right across the other side of the field, hunts him down. That is lightning quick. That is an awesome play there from Isaiah Jones. Another one of these Indiana linebackers makes it a 4th and 10, and they are going to have to go for the field goal. So a huge stop in the red zone from Indiana's defense to keep this to a 1-score game. Snap is back. It's good. Ooh, he nearly missed it. But it is through from 30. But I just want to tell you, man, this Indiana defense is funky. It's got a lot in the tank and it will give you a lot of issues, but their offense has got to start getting it together in the red zone. They can move between the 20s, but they're having trouble finishing it off. It is Ohio State 10, Indiana 3 in the second quarter as we go to commercial break. It's a good game so far. Good game if you love defense. And I love defense, so I'm enjoying this. Let's say we're just in a commercial break right now. We'll go through a few of the stats for you. Offensively anyhow, because we've gone through all the defensive stuff. Oh. On Ohio State side, Julian Sayin in the passing game, 6 of 9 for 97, a touchdown and an interception. Bo Jackson has 6 carries for 21 yards. They've still not really got the run game going as of yet. Jeremiah Smith has 4 catches for 83 yards. Carnell Tate has 2 for just 14, but he has a touchdown as well. There's been sacks so far for Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson, and a pick for Igbinison, do it right, for Rise thing. And then on Indiana's side, Fernando Mendoza, he's just 3 of 8 for 30 yards and an interception, so tough start for him. Kalen Black has 4 carries for 42 yards. Roman Hemby, 6 for 18. Elijah Sarrett has 2 catches for 20 yards. Charlie Becker has 1 for 10. Defensively, sacks for Isaiah Jones, Elijah Hardy, and a pick by safety Louis Moore. Both defenses have pretty much been on top for the most part. Just the 1 touchdown so far to speak of. And that was on an interception, which gave a very short field for Ohio State to convert from. But both teams have stops in the red zone, so yeah, good stuff. Say we'll just be a minute or 2 before we get going again. Yeah, if you've got anything you want to ask, just ask away. But yeah, in terms of the other title games, quite a few went the way that we expected them to go to. Yesterday, today, won the MAC. They started this season 0-3. Did not look in any sort of form whatsoever, but just goes to show you can be rubbish in the non-cons. As long as you're good in the regular season, then you've got everything that you need. But yeah, Western Michigan 23-13 winners over Miami, winning the MAC title. Kennesaw State with their maiden CUSA championship 19-15 winners over Jacksonville State. We said they had to stop the J-State run game. They did stop the J-State run game. Boise State beat UNLV again. Boise State back-to-back winners of the Mountain West. They are the Mountain Kings. They shouldn't be. They don't deserve to be, but they were. Tulane beat North Texas in the battle of the American sides. Tulane 34, North Texas 21, and they kept Caleb Hawkins quiet. He had his quietest game in years, and that's why Tulane were able to win that. But John Sumrall, once again, he's won 2 Sun Belts in 2 years with Troy. He's won an American title with Tulane, and he's only been there 2 years as he now heads to Florida. He's just got such a track record of winning. It was like with Cignetti. He's won everywhere he has been. I have absolutely no doubt that Sumrall is going to win at Florida, as it looks like Julian Sayans having his ankle taped up. He got hit low on that sack. It was an ankle tackle, and it looks like it's rolled him a bit. As Indiana are about to get underway again from zone 25, Mendoza drops with an empty backfield throw completion, first down for about 13 to his number 0. His numero 0 is Jonathan Brady, just 12 catches on the year, but with no Omar Cooper, and they're having to move down the depth chart a bit, but it's a good catch. First down, and it's critical. Get the first down, get the chains moving. As I say, they've not had problems with the chain so far. Omar Cooper's there, he's warming up, so hopefully he's getting ready to come back in the game. That'd be a big boost for this Indiana offense. Mendoza drops again, he's under pressure, makes a DT miss, throws away. Gonna be 2nd and 10, and there's a flag on the play. Get a feeling this is probably going to be some form of holding. Indiana have been penalty strewn so far, and they're moving backwards. Holding on the offense, back 10. So it's still going to be first down, but it's going to be first down and 20. Not sure who committed the hold here. I think the right guard, Bray Lynch, rips down Caden McDonald. That's why he fell. I thought Mendoza had just juked him, but no, he had his he had his shirt tugged and he was dragged down. 4 penalties for 34 yards for Indiana. You do not want this. They're at their own 29, but it's 1st and 20. You want to chunk back here. Late handoff to Roman Hemby, who's going to get about 6 or 7. It's a decent first down run, that is, to get some of the yardage back. Last thing you want to be is 2nd and 20. Making this a bit more manageable. 2nd and 13, he got 7 back. We'll go through the other title game scores in a moment, when this drive is done, or when we next get a break. Omar Cooper still favouring his leg a little, still a bit gimpy. Probably see him at the second half, if anything, give them some more time to work on it. Snap is back. Mendoza's going to throw again. He throws the check down to his running back. Hemby avoids the tackle, gets a few extra yards. Again, about another 6, 7. Back at 1st and 20. They've made 2 decent chunk plays. They got 7 yards on first down. They've got 7 yards on second down. So they're at 3rd and 6. So this is a lot more manageable than, it could have been. 3rd and 6 at the Indiana 43, roughly. They got a bunch set. They do have a running back in, though, just in case. They got 3 receivers out wide. Mendoza rolls to his left, throws. Good throw and a catch for a first down. Lovely catch, lovely throw from Mendoza, that. And Indiana are able to get themselves out of a bind. That is number 80. That is Charlie Becker again. Becker's slowly gotten more involved as this season's gone on. He's a huge unit. They play him on the outside, the number 80. You think he's a tight end, but he's not. He's 6'4", 209 pounds. He had 100-yard games against Penn State and Wisconsin, which were 2 and 3 games ago. So he's in some good form at the moment. They've got depth here to this room as they hand off, try to go through the right tackle, get about 2 or 3 yards. It's a steady first down game. As long as you get 3-4 yards every first down, you're putting yourself in a good situation going forward. But yeah, Charlie Becker looks an exciting prospect for the future. They're lining him on the outside line. Their next ex-receiver, when Omar Cooper and Surratt go in this draft, Charlie Becker will be one of the new stars for them on this Indiana team next year. It's a name you should familiarise yourself with going forward. He looks very much like he could be a draft prospect in future years. Indiana, big snap there. High snap. That is a throw out nice and quickly. That goes to Jonathan Brady again. They're getting down in the box. They're using Becker. They're using Brady. Just a nice little. He comes across in motion. Gets nice yardage there. It's 3rd and 2. Mendoza drops again. D tackle's coming through the middle. That's probably going to be done for holding. He has to throw it away. Is there a flag in on the play? Nope. It's 4th and 2, and we're going to see what Indiana do here. Are they going to punt this? There was some good pressure up the middle there, I think, from Caden McDonald, and it looks like they're going to punt. Not ideal, but they'll probably want to pin Ohio State right back on their own. No, they're going for it. They're going for it. This is ballsy. They're at the Ohio State 39. This is going to give them good field position. Or are they just... Oh, they got to jump. No, not enough. I think they're trying to get him to jump. Yeah, they're using a timeout now, I think, to think about it. Mendoza so nearly got a jump from that. One of the linemen flinched, but not enough to draw the flag. Interesting call here. The kicker's missed one from short range already. They're not going to want to leave like a 50-yard kick for Radicic. So I feel like they're going to go for this. But they need to be careful. It was OSU down 3 to where are we now? Ohio State at 10-3 up now. But this game is far from over. It's far from over. Indiana are fighting very hard. They're a lot better than when they played against Ohio State last year. Their offense is actually having success. They just can't finish it off in the red zone at the minute. 2 red zone trips and just 3 points is not enough. But there's a lot of game left yet. They've got the ball in hand. They got a big 4th and 2 call here. And your thoughts on Dominique Big Citrus Orange, Iowa State? I love Dominique Orange. Dominique Orange is a great defensive tackle. In terms of a run blocker, he's really good. He's not been known for his sack production, but that's not. It's. I had him as the second best run stuff in DT in the Big 12. Obviously, after Lee Hunter, no one's better than Lee Hunter, and Lee Hunter's about to go very high in the next draft cycle. But not for the Lions. We've got enough nose tackle types already. He's not had his best year this year, especially tackling wise. He's been a little bit iffy from what I remember, but he's just got the one career sack. He's played 1,500 snaps. He's 6'4", 325. He's not very much of a pass rusher. He's like Tyleik Williams, just never much of a pass rusher, but he's not meant to be. He's a massive 6'4" unit, 320 plus pound unit that you put in the middle of a defense and you say stop the run, and that's what he does. He's a run defense specialist. Don't get me wrong, he can get some pressure up the middle, but he's not one of those where you can create one-on-ones for him and he's going to go nuts. You've got to kind of create very specific pressures for him. You've got to get him a clear look at the quarterback. But you know me, Grandizer, I'll always love my Cyclones. I'll love my Cyclones a little less now Matt Campbell's gone, though. I'm not going to lie. As much as I like teams, it's all about the coaches that they're with. And obviously Matt Campbell is a massive part of that franchise and what they have done. It's his scheme, it's his system. and now he's gone. So, you know, I'm not saying I'm just going to give up on Iowa State and the love for them. Obviously, they still, some schools just carry on producing no matter who's in charge. But we'll have to see what I'm like going in future. Right, here we go. 4th and 2. Big play. Mendoza. What a throw that is under pressure. He had a man in his face. Took a huge hit. And he had to wait and wait and wait. But he did. And he found Riley Nowakowski, his tight end. Just look at that. He's got Caden Curry. He takes a huge hit. That is a fantastic play from Fernando Mendoza. He's not had the best game so far. He sidearms it around the end of Caden Curry that I think he is, and he finds Nowakowski, the tight end. The 4th down gamble pays off. They are at the Ohio State 30. This is where they need to start getting more clinical. Handoff. Goes through the right tackle, finds a gap, gets a 1st down. That is Kalen Black. He's having a fantastic game, Kalen Black is. He's going at like 10 yards a carry, although he did run off a big earlier, but they bring the tight end, and it's Nowakowski again. Nowakowski gets the 4th down reception, and then he seals off a tremendous block. It's a 2nd and 1, actually. He got 9. They rush it again, and they get the 1st down. It's 5 minutes left in the half, or 5:20. Indiana, they're in the red zone again. This is the 3rd trip. Gotta get a touchdown eventually. Field goals are not going to win you this game, but Ohio State have been locked down in coverage so far. They've been absolutely tremendous. They've not given up a thing. They are exactly on the 20 here. We've got Hemby in the backfield. We've got a bunch set of 3 down at the bottom. Got an extra tight end in. Hemby is motioned out. Mendoza, it looks like a designed quarterback run, but he slips, and that is going to be a loss of 2, and that is not what you want. Once again, they've hit the red zone and they are struggling. You don't want to tackle for loss on the first play. It's not really a tackle for loss, but Coogan, the center, he goes for a combo block with the right guard, but he doesn't get his 2nd assignment, which puts pressure on the quarterback. This is going to be a 2nd and 12. Back at the 22 now. You've got to start moving forward, guys. 4 receivers spread out. This screams like it's going to be a screen. Once again, Mendoza looks. He's sacked again and loses another 3, and they are going backwards. And is that Caden Curry again? It is. Caden Curry is abusing the right-hand side of this Indiana offensive line. The right tackle's really struggling. That's pure motor, that is. Manages just to get around the edge of him, and he is feisty. He reminds me of Jack Sawyer last year. It's just the motor is insane, but that is Caden Curry's 12th sack of the year. He's got 2 on the night now. This is 3rd and 15 back at the 25. They need to get some positive yardage here. They do. Nowakowski gets it. He forces a missed tackle. He gets about 10 to 12. This is going to be a 4th down and 3. This is going to be an interesting call now. Nowakowski's had a really good drive here for Indiana. 2 big 3rd down a big 4th down reception. Big one on 3rd down here. He gets 11. They're bringing Radicic in for the kick. It's a 4th and 4. And once again, 3 times they've reached the 20. And they're going to walk away with just potentially 6 points. Although they'll bring it down to a 4-point game. At least get points. Snap is back. Kick is up. And kick is good. 32-yarder. Ohio State 10. Indiana 6 with just less than 3 minutes of the half to go. But this is trouble for Indiana now. Ohio State get the ball after half. And they may be the only team who convert the ball for this half now. So they've got to repel 2 attacks as a bare minimum. Ohio State have the opportunity to force out a big gap here. We'll see how aggressive they are. They've got plenty of time. They've got all their timeouts in 2 minutes 50. So they don't need to rush down the field at all. But they do love to rush. So we shall see. 4th downs, yep. I do think that was the right decision to go for the points, though, there. 4th and 4 would have been tough. And Caden Curry is absolutely abusing Indiana's right tackle at the moment. They've found something there. Carter Smith's holding up fine on the right. It's just Khalil Benson on the left. He is struggling. He's not the best pass blocker. As Indiana kick off, is that going out of bounds? Will that be a foul? No, it goes into the end zone. They kneel it out. But yeah, Khalil Benson was another one. He left Indiana last year for the first year Cignetti came, but he's convinced them to come back. He was their right tackle in 23, then went to Colorado and was their right guard last year. Then they've moved him back out to right tackle this year as he's come back. He's given up 5 sacks on the season now. It's not ideal. I think Indiana are going to have to give him some help, but they are lining Nowakowski up next to him quite a bit. Anywho, here we go. Ohio State's drive. First is a quick play again. It's saying to Tate, goes for about 11 or 12. And yeah, Ohio State they're throwing the outs so quickly. They're starting the drives with them as well, and Indiana are just playing off them a little bit and giving them the yardage. They're going to have to find some way to stop those. They need the defensive line to start trying to get in the way and batting some of these passes down. They're at their own 36. Plenty of time left. They might take this to the 2-minute warning. It looks like they are. 3, 2, 1. Yep, they've taken it to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes, 3 timeouts. Ohio State are in no rush whatsoever, and Indiana need a stop from somewhere here, because Ohio State get the ball to start the next half. 2 minutes in the half left. Yeah, now we're about to approach half time. Game has gone on a little while. Well, say it's going on for about an hour and a half for the first half. It feels like it's gone relatively quick, though. This last 2 minutes could take time, though. If you're Indiana and you get a tackle for a loss here, you get a stop on first down, I think you start using your timeouts to see if you can get the ball back. You at least give it one shot. So we could take our sweet time here, because Indiana still have 2 timeouts left themselves. We'll quickly go through the rest of the championship games I didn't mention. James Madison beat Troy 31-14 to win the Sun Belt. Troy's defense was absolutely heroic in this game. This wasn't a lopsided scoreline till late, but Troy did everything they physically could. Troy's defense to keep their team in it. Ultimately, it was not enough. James Madison win it. Chesney wins on his way out to UCLA. He's going to be a hit there as well. Texas Tech smacked BYU again 34-7. Again, BYU were competitive for a while, but like their first offensive drive went for a touchdown. Then after that, Texas Tech's defense clamped them down, and they ended the game going interception, forced fumble, interception, forced fumble. They were absolutely ruthless. I don't think any team in the playoffs is going to want to play Texas Tech, especially as they're going to be at home. Ain't nobody wanting to go to Lubbock and play Bailey and Lee Hunter and all those guys. Jacob Rodriguez. The other linebacker had 2 picks today. They are absolutely insane. And then Georgia beat Alabama 28-7. Alabama were useless. They looked terrible, and I don't think Alabama should make the playoffs, in all honesty. They are a 3-loss team who just got humiliated in the SEC title game. They had, I believe it was -3 rushing yards. You know, Vanderbilt lost 2 games this year, and they're not even getting consideration for the playoffs. How Alabama are a lock with 3 losses, I do not know, but they should not be able to do that. But yeah, those are your conference winners so far. Duke are 14-7 up on Virginia so far as the first half comes to an end roughly there. They're about 2 minutes to go. as well. But yeah, Georgia, Texas Tech, Tulane, James Madison, Kennesaw State, Boise State, and Western Michigan, all winners of their conferences. And shout out to one of the low-key best games of the weekend, which I watched earlier, Prairie View A&M winning the SWAC in the HBCU football ranks, upsetting Jackson State, who were heavily favoured over them. Really, really entertaining game. I was watching it because I had an hour to kill before the SEC championship game, and I thought, well, I'll watch the SWAC championship game for a bit while I am. I ended up watching the whole thing and missing the first half of the Georgia game. It's low-key been one of the best games this weekend. So, big up the HBCUs. And I think now Prairie View are going to play... I can't remember. But yeah, they've got a trip to the Celebration Bowl. It was their first SWAC title in 16 years as Ohio State's drive is up. They got 4 yards on their last rush. They're on a 2nd and 6 at their own 40, and they're letting the clock roll. Saying drops, tries a quick out. He's sacked, and maybe we'll see one here. A timeout used by Indiana. Number 46, and once again, the Indiana defense is doing everything it can to keep its guys in. That's a really good play, that is. They just sort of overload it completely. That's Isaiah Jones. That's his 2nd sack of the game. It's his 7th sack of the year. Elijah Hardy has 8 sacks from linebacker. Isaiah Jones has 7 from linebacker. This Indiana D can hit you everywhere. It's 3rd and 8. Sayin drops back. He's looking. He throws. He throws it out. And Indiana didn't use any timeouts. There's 32 seconds left. It's 4th and 8, and Ohio State are going to have to punt. I'm shocked Indiana didn't use a timeout there. They've got 2. They've got 32 seconds and 2 timeouts. If they can throw it downfield, there is still the possibility of a field goal here. But I'm shocked they wouldn't give themselves... They could have had more than a minute left. I'm not sure about that clock management strategy from Cignetti there. They could have given themselves a lot more to work with as Ohio State... Ooh, what happened there? Someone called a timeout. I think Ryan Day called a timeout because he was afraid they weren't going to get it off in time. He did. The clock was running right down. Ohio State used a timeout and there's 30 seconds to go. 32 seconds to go. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'd have used the timeout personally, but maybe he was scared that if they converted it, he would have given them extra time. I can understand where he's coming from both sides. Because obviously Ohio State get the ball again, so you just want to limit the points against you. But I think you should have been brave and tried for a proper extra possession. I mean, the punter's going to be hitting this from his own 30, give or take. So they shouldn't be in the worst field position. See if they get a good return here. Yeah, Maguire's going to be hitting it from about the Ohio State 30. Snap's good. He runs up. Kicks down right the middle. It's going to the... Oh, it's all the way down to the Indiana 14. There's 25 seconds and 2 timeouts. See, the thing is, you can still run it. I think they're just going to go to half here. I don't think they're going to take a shot. Again, not what I'd have done, but... The most important thing is they didn't give up points before the half. It's still a 4-point game. And you can go into the half and regroup. Let's see what they try. You're ideally 35. You're going to need about 50 yards here in 25 seconds to get some form of good field goal going. They just hand it off. Hemby gets about 3... Clock's running. They're going to take it to the half. Yeah. That's your half time, folks. Ohio State 10, Indiana 6. And I think Indiana were just a little bit too conservative at the end of the half there. But it's been a good game so far. Indiana took the lead through a Radicic field goal. Ohio State leveled it up with a field goal of their own. Then Carnell Tate with the only touchdown of the game so far after an interception on Fernando Mendoza right in their own red zone. Left the short field opportunity. Indiana did get another field goal, but their story is they've gone down to the Ohio State red zone 3 times now, and they've just come away with 6 points, which is just not acceptable. But their defense is keeping them in it. So this is still a tight, competitive game. Indiana, they get a stop at the start of the second half. They are back in business. Number 1 and 2 US teams in Big Ten Championship match and Natty Champs big game. Yeah, there's a lot on the line here. This is the number 1 seed. This is for the 1 seed. It's probably for the Heisman as well. So 1 seed, Heisman, all sorts on the down here. But I think both teams will get a top 4 seed anyhow, because they've both only lost 1 game. So both teams will get a bye regardless. So it depends what your poison is. It depends what the rest of the rankings are as well. You know, if Alabama or someone sneak in at 10 or 12, then you could end up facing Alabama in the quarterfinals, and whoever finishes 4th might end up facing Virginia or something like that. So, it's not always best having the higher rankings, I find, in this. Hail Mary 3 plays, yeah, run it, stay in bounds. It is a defensive clinic tonight, Duncan. It's been tremendous so far. Caden Curry has 2 sacks for Ohio State. Isaiah Jones has 2 sacks for Indiana. Neither team's been able to run the football particularly well. Indiana have done it a little bit better. But yeah, it's been a tough game in terms of offensive yards. So 128 offensive yards for Ohio State, 166 for Indiana, 109 through the air for Ohio State, 87 for Indiana. Just 19 overall rushing yards for Ohio State, 79 for Indiana. So Indiana are doing the most important thing. They are keeping Ohio State's run game in check, which is allowing them to get pressure on the quarterback. That's why Ohio State only have the 1 touchdown so far. But they're still going at 6 yards of play. They're getting hit with the big ones downfield. They've got to be careful. Third downs. Ohio State are 0 of 4 on third down. They have not converted a single third down this evening, which just goes to show how good Indiana's defense is. They get them to third down. They're off the field. They're just not getting it at all. Indiana 3 of 8 on third downs, so they are a little bit better. They're 1 of 1 on fourth downs as well, so they've been a bit more clutch when it comes to where they've been on. Both teams have allowed 3 sacks, and both teams have thrown a single interception. Indiana lead time of possession 18 minutes to 12, and they're going to need for it to stay that way. Again, the defense has limited what Ohio State can do because the defense has been relatively fresh. They've only been on the field for 12 minutes thus far. They will need to keep it going that way. In terms of the individual stats on Ohio State's side, Julian Sayin 7 of 11 for 109 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Bo Jackson has 7 carries for 25 yards at just 3.6 yards per carry. West has 1 carry for 4 yards. Sayin has 3 for -10. That's his sack yardage. Jeremiah Smith, 4 catches, 84 yards. Carnell Tate, 3 for 25 and 1 touchdown. No other Ohio State receiver has logged a catch so far. It's just Smith and it's just Tate. That is it. Defensively, Sonny Styles leads. He's got 8 tackles before the half. Sonny Styles. Caleb Downs has 7. Caden Curry has 5 tackles and 2 sacks. Kenyatta Jackson has a tackle and a sack. Igbonason has a tackle and an interception. And a load of others have tackles and bits as well. On Indiana's side, Mendoza is 9 of 15 for 87 yards and an interception in the run game. Kalen Black is 7 carries for 54 yards at 7.7 yards per carry, although one of them was like a 35-yarder. Hemby, bit more quiet, 8 carries, 28 yards at 3.5 yards per carry. Mendoza has been sacked 3 times for -3 yards. Receivers, Nowakowski, the tight end, 2 catches for 20 yards, including the big one on 4th down for his team. Elijah Sarrat has 2 for 20. Charlie Becker has 2 for 20. And Brady has 2 for 20. Indiana literally have 4 receivers who have 2 catches for 20 yards. And Roman Hemby has 1 for 7. Defensively, Isaiah Jones, the linebacker, 4 tackles and 2 sacks. Rolijah Hardy, the other linebacker, 4 outside linebacker, 4 tackles and a sack. Louis Moore, the safety, has 3 tackles and an interception as well. Those are your main stats there for the first half. So yeah, Ohio State 10, Indiana 6. Very entertaining defensive performance so far. What has everybody made of it? Have you enjoyed it? What do you think? I think it's been very worth its while so far, and I hope it stays this way and Indiana managed to sneak one out, but it does just feel like Ohio State are waiting for an opportunity to break this game open at the moment. I am a little bit concerned. This first drive after the half is going to tell me a lot about how the rest of this game is going to go. If Indiana can get out of this with, at worst, a field goal, I'll feel a lot better. So yeah, those are your stats for everything so far for the first half. Duke leading Virginia 14-7 at the half, which is going to cause absolute anarchy in terms of the playoff committee's bid for that one. Obviously, Duke win, then there's going to be no ACC teams in the playoff because Duke ain't going to the playoff, and that means they're going to have to put 2 group of 5 teams in. And when there's teams like Vanderbilt and, Texas and potentially Notre Dame or Miami missing out on the playoffs and you're putting 2 group of 5 teams in, oh boy howdy, how it comes back to bite you. I think when the playoff committee made the rule that the top 5 conference champions go through, I think they were thinking that the Power 4 would always have higher ranked champions than the group of 5, but not this year. James Madison and Tulane are both ranked teams, and Duke will not be ranked when this is said and done. But I think someone asked me at the start of the show, what did I see happening in the Duke-Virginia game? And I said, I reckon Duke are going to win it. They absolutely do not deserve to be there, but now they're there. All they've got to do is play one good game, and they win it. Let's have a look at that. Chandler Morris, the Virginia quarterback, he's 9 of 14 for 89 yards and a touchdown. But no run game for Virginia whatsoever. They've got 9 carries for 28 yards. They're going at 3 yards per play, which is why they're probably struggling a little bit. Jamari Taylor, the running back, has got the touchdown for Virginia. Duke, Darian Mensah is 14 of 17 for 107 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Nate Shepard, the running back, he's got a touchdown as well. Virginia's side, the interception was by Corey Costner, the Virginia safety. Duke took the lead first off. Virginia got it back. Duke took the lead with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. So, yep. Interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, Duke 14-7 up at the half. And Ohio State 10-6 up at the half. But yeah, Indiana are hanging in this game. They're just not doing it in the red zone. Again, I've said that a lot of times now, I know, but that is the overall theme of this game. If they even had just 1 touchdown, then they'd be level. And, those are the small margins because they might not keep Ohio State in check forever. But if anyone can do it, this Indiana defense can. But they've got to find a way to stop Caden Curry picking on Fernando Mendoza. Curry's having a wonderful game so far. So yeah, we are just in the half right now. Ooh. Yeah, they're just showing the Texas Tech game at the minute. That was a clinic. I don't know who's going to beat Texas Tech. Texas Tech have the opportunity to get to a natty this year. They really do. That defense could win a championship for them, and their offense is good enough to be able to put up enough points on anyone. So, I would fully expect them to. There's some rough tackling here today. Very rough tackling. Good Lord. Seeing that second Duke touchdown. The running back disappears into a scrum of about 10 players and then just waltzes out the other side of it into the end zone. How the hell he wasn't tackled, I do not know. That is rough. That is rough. Obviously, I didn't even mention it, but a massive day in the FCS playoffs today as well. Some absolutely huge shocks, and no more so than North Dakota State. North Dakota State lost today. And I don't think anybody saw it coming. There have been some major seeds knocked out. But Ryan's bracket is intact. But yeah, number 12 Villanova knocked out number 5 Lehigh 14-7. That is a road win for Villanova. They've taken down 2 big opponents now, Villanova have. So yeah, 14-7 win for them. South Dakota on the road, the 11 seeds, absolutely wiped out Mercer, the 6th seed, on their own pitch, 47-0. They shut out the Mercer. They shut out the Mercer team on their own turf. South Dakota look absolutely nasty right now. But yeah, the 5 seed's gone, the 6 seed's gone. Illinois State on the road in the Fargo Dome against North Dakota State win 29-28. They were down 14 points in the 4th quarter. They got the tying touchdown with about a minute to go, but they didn't tie it. They went for 2 points to win it. And they converted the 2 points and they knocked North Dakota State out. And all I always say is any team that ever in the history of things goes for 2 points to win a game instead of trying for overtime, you will always have my backing. But yeah, the Redbirds, an absolutely tremendous win for them. Tarleton State, the ranked 4 team, they did away with North Dakota 31-13. Montana State, the 2 seed, struggled with Yale 21-13 winners, but Yale scored a touchdown with about 2 minutes to go. Then they forced a fumble from Montana State's running back, I think it was, to get the ball back, and they almost tied it up towards the end. Montana State were lucky. That was just a 1-score game. That could have gone to overtime. We could have lost to 1 and 2 seeds today. And then Montana State's head coach and running back got into a massive argument with each other afterwards, which has been put everywhere. So all is not right at the moment with the Bobcats, but they do progress. Stephen F. Austin beat Abilene Christian in a wonderful game between 7 and 10. That was 41-34. Montana blew away South Dakota State 50-29. Montana, Ryan's pick to win the FCS Playoff Championship. Looking pretty good right now that the North Dakota State are not in. If they can beat Montana State, then they've got a good run towards the title there. And then, as I mentioned, Prairie View beating Jackson State 23-21 to win the SWAC Championship. But yeah, the FCS playoffs, man, they were a whole barrel of fun today. Ryan's got a lot to dig his teeth into when the main college pod comes along. But yeah, the Bison are out at the first chance of asking. That's just, nobody saw that coming. Nobody.
Open an award-winning ISA today in under 15 minutes.
Oh, dear. But yeah, Ryan will go through everything in detail with what happened with the FCS playoffs on the next show. Also on the next show, I've told this to Brent already, but we will get through to our centre discussion as well. We have meant to do it over the last few weeks, but because so much has gone on with all the head coaches and that, we've just not had a chance in the show to do a proper centre segment, but we will be looking at centres next week for next draft, because the Lions may need one. And we've been asked about it incessantly. It's one of the hottest topics around Lions world at the minute, potentially, so we shall see. But don't let anyone tell you this is a bad centre class. It is not. It is potentially lining up to be a very good one. Just a very underappreciated one. Oh, yeah, it's better. Did I miss anything from earlier? Don't think we did. I say we're still just at the half at the moment, waiting for the second half to get underway. Ohio State will get the ball. If you're rooting guide though, just record for what the FCS quarterfinals will be. Illinois State, from taking out from North Dakota State, they will get the winner of Rhode Island and UC Davis, which is starting about now. It's 3 a.m, but that is taking place now. That Villanova will be on the road against Tarleton State, number 4 ranked team, against the number 12 ranked team. That'd be quite fun. On the other side of the bracket, we are getting Montana State versus Stephen F. Austin. That is 2 versus 7, and we're getting Montana the Grizz against South Dakota, which is going to be 3 versus 11. So out of his 4 possible, Ryan got 2 of the quarterfinals right. The other 2 he got potentially wrong. He could have 6 of 8 teams in the quarterfinals, though. That's not bad guessing. And when one of them's not North Dakota State as well, that's pretty good going. He needs a UC Davis win tonight for it to be 6 out of the 8 quarterfinal teams he got. Oh. Obviously, these championship games, the halves take a little bit longer than usual. I think they're just doing some presentations at the moment. They're doing the Dr. Pepper touchdown throw thing. I would be pretty useless at this. I don't think I've ever thrown a football in my life. We'll have to try at one stage. I've been saying it for years, but we are trying to do one year where the whole Roar of the Lions UK crew go and do a pro day somewhere. Because we get to sit and complain about pro days and stats and stuff like that. And we get to sit at home and do it. We've never done one before, so yeah. The pro day I'm hoping the pro day stuff will happen next year, in next year's draft cycle. We will all do one to see how fit/unfit we are. But it should be good fun. Oh, I tell you what, this girl's got arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in a row. 6 out of 7. 7 out of 8. She's only missed 1. Oh, I tell you, the other kid's doing alright. Hey, these are 2 pretty good, these are. The kid's overtaken her, 14-13. I believe I'm doing commentary on a half-time ball throwing thing. Wow. The young boy got 18. He was miles behind early doors. The other girl cracked out 8 of her first 9 throws. $100,000 for doing that. Wow, that is incredible. I'd like to get involved in that. Assume it's for charity, but it's a good cause. What the hell happened there? What did I do? Oh no, there we go. That's what I did. Oh dear. Back to the FPS stuff here. So yeah, not much I can discuss just right now during these half times. If anyone's got any questions, anything you want me to discuss, I give me something to piggyback off. Don't always know what you want me to talk about. Rams v Seahawks, 2 weeks. Oh, the Rams are on a short week after us. That's interesting. That could be big for the playoffs, that. We need to win that Rams game. Everything is a must-win for Detroit now, but especially that. We can beat them and then they lose to the Seahawks. Game on for the playoffs and a much higher seed. Duke and Virginia still at the half as well, so can't even just pop ahead to see what's going on there. But yeah, Duke 14-7 up on ranked Virginia and about to cause chaos for the playoff committee if that stays the same in terms of who's winning. Oh, is that have the Pistons won again? I think I see they have. Yes, the Pistons have beaten the Milwaukee Bucks 124-112. Pistons are 19-5 this year. Man, they look good with their young core. And they've supplemented it well with veterans. God, Pistons are rocking. Just hope the Red Wings can do well against the Kraken. Can have a good evening, but that one should have, puck drop should be any time now. I'm staying up that late. I'm in sync with West Coast kickoffs. They're 9 hours behind us. Yeah, the Pistons are red hot right now. Second half is about to get underway. Just recapping what's gone on so far. Offensively, not a great deal. Oh, I get the feeling that missed field goal might haunt Indiana a bit down the way. Kicking has not been the best in this game. Less than 300 yards of offense in that half between both of them. Maybe this game is going to break open soon. I do not know. Hopefully we do. Right, here we go. Kickoff, Indiana. Need another stop. They got a stop of Ohio State just before the half. They need to do it again to keep this manageable. Ohio State going to return to the 10, the 20, get to about the 26, where progress was halted rapidly. So Ohio State going to start the half on their own 26. Got to get their run game going. They've been doing well through the air, but, well, there's no run game involved. The more Julian Sayin has to wait in his pocket, the less chance he's got to complete them, because the Indiana D-line's getting a lot of push into the backfield. They've started off with a lot of quick passes to the perimeter to try and get it out before he's under any sort of pressure. First ball is a fake roll out to the right. Pass is caught. I think that's Max Clare who goes for an aerial dive. No, it's the other one. '89. It's Will Kaknarek. Can't pronounce it. It's Kakmarek or Kaknarek. The other tight end. That is the first non-Jeremiah Smith-Carnell tape reception today, and it's the first play of the second half. 2nd and 1. That was a 9-yard gain. Exactly where Ohio State want to be in short yardage. They hand it off, and Bo Jackson hits a crease. Gets into the Indiana half all the way down to the 44. That was a delayed handoff. They waited for that to open up nicely in the first big run of the day from Ohio State. Very well done. The right tackle pulls over, seals off the edge, and then Jackson does really well. He just runs basically a U-turn in the scrum, comes back out past the right tackle. Looks like there's a bit of holding on D'Angelo Pons there. I think Ohio State got away with that, but decent gap. They are in the Indiana 44. Sayin rolls out to the left this time. He gets set. He wants to hit big and he's sacked. He waited too long, and that is the 4th sack of the evening for the Indiana defense. That is Mario Landino, the nose tackle, the one I was telling you about. He is so good. He's playing on the edge here. Just absolutely bulldozes his way past the right tackle and then comes flying round. Takes Sayin down. Does a little dip under the tackle. That is a lovely play there from Indiana, and a big negative play just to push Ohio State back a bit. But that is Landino's. It's his 7th sack this year. For a nose tackle with 7 sacks, that's pretty good. I say he's a nose tackle. He's playing on the edge at the minute, but he's primarily a defensive tackle. But they look like they're moving him around the line a bit. But good sack there for Indiana. Pressure, Sayin under again. Huge sack. He escapes. That should have been a massive sack there. He throws it away. It's going to be a 3rd and 15. Oh, Sayin got lucky there. Stephen Daly had him dead to rights. He just burst past the right tackle again. He gets a good hold on him. Pulls him backwards. Ooh, that's interesting. The right tackle gets back and pulls him off the quarterback. That's interference for me, but whatever. It's 3rd and 15 for Ohio State. This will be a perfect start for Indiana if they can get them off the field now. They've forced them back into their own half. 3rd and 15. This would be it's 3rd and 27. It was classed as a sack, so that's back-to-back sacks. This thing is miles behind. Screen is thrown, and the play is called dead. Don't know what happened there. Are they doing a review? Oh, it's a timeout. Indiana took a timeout. Not sure why they've taken a timeout. Seems like a big waste of a timeout, especially with only 3 minutes gone. But yeah, back-to-back big sacks there. Stephen Daly, that's sack number 4 of the year for him, following a Mario Landino sack. takes Ohio State way back on the field. It's a 3rd and 27, so they're going to punt. There's no danger of any points here. And a huge stop for Indiana to start this half. Exactly what it should be. Yeah, they're saying he's gone backwards. That is a sack for all intents and purposes. He's dragged him back. He's stopped his motion. That should count as a sack. In my eyes. I thought it was. I was a bit surprised they let it go on. It was like it was a second or two he was getting dragged back for. So, yeah. So, big start to the half from the Indiana defense. Landino sack, Daly sack. We are in 3rd and 27, and you've got to figure Ohio State tried a screen before. You think they're going to try something similar now? No. He drops, gets the crosser coming across the field, but it is a tackle for no gain. And it's going to be 4th and maybe 26 at best. And the Hoosiers defense playing its absolute heart out here, as we knew they would. 4th and 26. That's Tyreek Tucker on the stop, the other defensive tackle. I don't know what he's doing picking up a wide receiver who's running a crosser, but good on him. Ohio State pinned back fairly deep. Where's the kick going to go? It's a good kick. It's a fantastic kick. It drops at the Indiana 11. That's a massive punt, that is, to switch the field. But that is job done for Indiana. 2 successive stops, one before the half, one after the half, keeps this to a 4-point lead and has given their offense a fighting chance. But now the offense has got to do some work. They need a touchdown. They can't keep operating in field goals. So we shall see. So we shall see. Just in commercial break right now. Indiana going to be taking over from their own 11, trying to take the lead in this one. Yeah, let's get him up. Where is he? Mario Landino on this Indiana defensive line. 6'4", 284 pounds, just up to his 7th sack of the season. He has not had one in the last month and a half with him. He's tailed off just a little bit, but still doing pretty good on the year. 28 quarterback pressures, now 7 sacks, 6 hits, 16 hurries, 2 batted passes, forced fumble in there as well. He's only a sophomore this year. This is his first year as a starter. Played a little bit last year, 140 snaps, but really broken through the 4 this year. Having a tremendous season. Only going to get better. Cignetti knows how to coach defensive tackles, or at least his defensive coordinator, Brian Haynes, does. But yeah, he's looking absolutely tremendous. And then his running partner, Tyreek Tucker, is just as good. He could theoretically come out this year. This is his 3rd year, but he's at 6 sacks on the season as well. 22 QB pressures for him. Very good against the run. He's small, he's 6 foot, but he's 302 pounds. He is chunky, but he is rapid as well at the same time. Might spend another year there again. He was another one of the James Madison transfers over. That's just integrated into this team. There's still so many James Madison players on this Indiana roster. But yeah, Tucker and Landino doing what they need to do as Indiana kick off their next drive. Good run. They get in a bit of a scrum. He was contacted about a yard after the line of scrimmage. But they've ended up getting 4 or 5. Good push there from the offensive line behind just to get some excess yardage. So they should have a decent second down. It's going to be about 2nd and 6. Omar Cooper still not back in this game yet, still favouring. It's not easy to have him out, but Indiana's receiver depth has come to the core. Nowakowski, Becker and Brady all doing all right. It's 2nd and 5. They run it again and they get about 2 or 3. It's going to be a 3rd and 2 here. Hemby again. He's not getting sexy numbers this evening, but he's getting the tough yards. You can get yourself down into these 3rd and 2s. You're generally doing a good job. But he's getting the tough yards. But yeah, only 87 rush yards for Indiana, but only 20 for Ohio State. Ohio State have got no run game at all this evening. And that's with Bo pinging off a 20-yard one last time. They're just, overall, they're getting absolutely nothing. 3rd and 2, deep in their own half. Big here, need to convert this. Hemby picks up the blitz so well. This is a deep throw downfield, and he's hit him! What an absolute throw that is! And I think that is to Becker. That is a huge throw downfield from Mendoza. He hits his man at the Ohio State 35, and he's chucking that from his own 10 pretty much, right in the breadbasket. That is one of the best throws you'll see this weekend. And he's under some really tight coverage as well. That had to be exact. They're at the 29. Hemby's running, gets about 7, 8. Indiana push him over the... I think they might have got the full 10 there. I think they're down to the Ohio State 19. Huge play, 3rd and 2 from Indiana, and just a massive heave downfield to Becker, and then a 10-yard run on the back of it. Ohio State have not trailed in the second half of a game for 1 second this year. They have never been behind in the second half of a game. Indiana, right. Can you do this? This is your 4th trip into the red zone. You're at the Ohio State 19. You've got 6 points so far from all these trips. They run it. Get about a yard. Get about a yard. We've got to do better. There's just been no big chunk plays in the red zone at all. They've either been going backwards or they've been getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, 3 possessions. They've settled for 2 field goals and they missed one. 2nd and 8, you got 2. Okay, you've got to keep making positive momentum. Cannot take a sack here. 2nd and 8, what have you got? This is for the lead. 2 big plays in a row. Take advantage of it. Bunch set at the bottom. Mendoza rolls to his left. He's looking. Nothing there. He's trying to run. He's running to the left. He's under pressure. He has to throw it away. And again, Ohio State are just clamping down in the red zone. He's not even attempted a throw to the red zone yet to a receiver. Not into the end zone, sorry. They've just been a load of throws away or a load of sacks. This is where not having Omar Cooper hurts. He is the short yardage guy. He's one of the best at getting free in the red zone, and Sarrett's just not been able to do it so far. 3rd and 8. They just can't keep doing it. I mean, they're going to get points probably regardless, but you want more than 3 here. What have you got up your sleeve on 3rd down? Snap back, it's high, protection's good. Mendoza throws. It's caught for a touchdown! And it's his main man, Elijah Sarrett. What a throw. What a catch. Indiana are in front. What a start to the half for the Hoosiers. They make the defensive stop with 2 huge sacks and then 2 big plays downfield, and they finished it off finally on a 3rd and 8. Sarrett just destroys his corner. That is such good wide receiver play. They're both scrapping. His eyes are on it. He highballs it, brings it down. That is a fantastic throw. That is a fantastic catch. PAT is about to go up. It's hit. It's good. Indiana lead 13-10. And this is the first time all season Ohio State have been behind in the second half of a game, which is an incredible stat. It's championship game week, and they've not been behind for a minute. What a start this has been from Indiana. The last portion of this game, remember, before the half, they were 4 down, defending just before the half. Ohio State had 2 drives coming before the half, after the half to extend their lead. 2 big stops from the Indiana defense, and then their offense finally comes to play. We love to see it. They are doing so well. What a drive that was. What a drive. You're wondering about Mendoza's Heisman candidacy. That there is a big leap forward for his candidacy. That throw downfield to Charlie Becker was so accurate. It literally could not have been anywhere else. Otherwise, he just wouldn't have had a chance. Not at that distance. It's an absolutely massive launch downfield. Right in the breadbasket. Right on time. His receiver just could keep running. Absolutely perfect. And then on 3rd and 8, the throw into the red zone was thrown with such touch. Like, again, corner's not looking. He high points it for the receiver so only his guy can go up and get it. That is just precision throwing. 2 of the best throws you'll see. And they finally break Ohio State open. Now, what do Ohio State have? This is the first time they've really been challenged this year. They've had maybe the odd near miss, but nothing really getting in their face. They're now behind, coming up against this Indiana defense, which is going to now be full of beans again. They're going to be after them. But they just can't get a run game going. Landino and Tucker are just absolutely just clamping this thing down. And it's going to get harder the longer this goes on when you've got to start throwing it more. And Sayin only has 1 completion to someone not named Jeremiah Smith or Cornell Tate. They're not throwing it all over the field. They're just going to a select few guys. Makes it easier to defend. Man, I love this. This team, man. You don't see turnarounds on teams that are this historically bad very often. What we're witnessing is something very special here. Even if they don't win this at this point, they've shown now that they are in Ohio State's league and they can hang with them. You know, they've shown that they're a big boy in the Big Ten now and they're not going away anytime quickly. And in 2 years, from what Indiana were 2 years ago, completely unrecognizable as a program now. They believe, and you can see they believe in themselves. Even when their backs were to the wall against the end of the half and they could have really taken a bit of a hammering, they have just stuck to task. Indiana kick it away. They take a knee in the end zone, so this is going to come out to the 25, I think. That's still college rules. Yep. Ohio State's first time trailing in the second half this season. What does Sayin have now? Sayin's got to respond. There was a lot of pressure on Fernando Mendoza, especially for the second quarter and the start of the third quarter. He's made his mark. Now the question marks are on Julian Sayin. What can he do? Again, this is his first season as a starter. This is his first time in real high leverage now. You can say the Michigan game is, but Michigan are nowhere near as good as Indiana. What have they got up their sleeves? Starting at the 25. Snap is back, handed off. Jackson tries to hit the edge, gets about 6 or 7. A nice healthy start for them. Has a run around the left tackle and gets 7. So it's 2nd and 3. That's a good start for them. They're really struggling, Ohio State, when they get behind the chains. But when they get the decent downs, usually they're pretty good. The playbook is now wide open. 2nd and 3 at their own 32. Snap is back. Handoff again. Tries the same round the left tackle and it gets completely stuffed. Indiana were ready for it this time. It's going to be 3rd and 3. And that was Elijah Hardy, the outside linebacker, who's just doing everything this year. Honestly, this is a guy who's just come out of absolute nowhere on a lot of radars, and he's been so good. But a big stop. It's 3rd and 4. It was actually a yard loss. Ohio State have not converted a 3rd down all game. Can Indiana get them off the field? That'd be incredible. It's a drop back. Sainz looking, throwing. It is a catch. But does he get forward progress? They might just have it. It's Brandon Inniss. And they do get it. It's a good throw. Again, good pressure from the Indiana D-line. Collapses the pocket down. But Inniss just sits on a gap. They try to break on it, but just don't quite get it. I think that spot might be a little generous with forward progress, but it was around the line anyhow. It's 1st and 10 at the 35.5 yard line of Ohio State. New set of downs. Saying fakes, rolls out to the right. It's going to be a 1st down for about 15. And that's Max Clare's first catch of the game. They've done the quarterback rollout to the right to hit the tight end coming across a couple of times now, and it's worked for them. Indiana's defense did bite hard on the fake handoff there. Clare gets his run out, and he's at about... They're in the Indiana half, actually. They're down to the Indiana 45. It was a decent chunk, actually. They're at the 44. Snap is back. Handoff to the running back. And no, he gets nothing. That is a loss for maybe a yard or 2. And again, that's what they've been so good at. That looks like Tyreek Tucker. The Indiana D tackles again getting in play. What does he do this time? He's in the A-gap between the guard and the right tackle. He just bullies through the center. That is a fantastic run play. He just bullies his way past the Ohio State center and blows that play up, and it's a loss of a yard, so it's 2nd and 11 at the Indiana 46-ish line. It's where Indiana want him to be. Saying drops back, throws quick, and a great catch from Jeremiah Smith. And it's a 1st down. They're going back to their primary weapon. It's a lovely throw from Sayin. Smith gives a little give and go to Pons. Pons is struggling with him tonight, but Jeremiah Smith is probably the best wide receiver in college football. Everyone's going to struggle with him. He's very physical. It's not bad coverage. It's just a very good throw. And Jeremiah Smith is over 100 receiving yards this evening now. They're at the Indiana 27. Another quick throw out to Clare. I think it is again. It gets about 7. They're knocking on the red zone. Going to be 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3. And they're picking up the tempo again. They're trying to move fast. But they're allowed substitutions now. Thought they were trying to move, go no huddle. It's 2nd and 2. Ohio State knocking on the door. What do you have, Indiana? Can you turn them away? Or at least hold them to a field goal here. It's at the 19. It's a handoff. And he gets it. Oh, he nearly broke through the middle there, did Bo Jackson. He just... One Indiana defender just got enough on him, but it is a 1st down. Is that Hosea Wheeler? Oh, that looks like a trip, maybe. Oh, he runs into the D tackle's knee and gets brought down. So it's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line for Indiana. Ohio State are knocking on the door. What do Indiana have, if anything? Snap is back. It's a fake handoff. Rolls out to the right. And it is, I think it's to the other tight end for about 6. They've put themselves in a really good position here. They can still get a 1st down without getting into the end zone. They're going to be at about 2nd and 3. You get a feeling of ominous here if you're an Indiana fan. They could really do with a sack right now or a negative play. It's 2nd and 3. They're down to the 7-yard line of Indiana. Just one wide receiver out at the minute. You've got a fullback, a running back, and the extra tight ends in. It's a handoff right down the middle. He doesn't get it. He gets about 2. So you're going to go 3rd and 1, and you assume this is going to be 4-down territory here. So you've got 2 plays to get a yard. Probably still going to try and run the football. It's a good stop from Indiana. They didn't allow him to get it. But we're at 3rd and 1. This is the cat and mouse game. It's at the... basically at the 5-yard line. Ohio State need inches to get this. But this is where Indiana's D-line usually feasts pretty good. The drop is back. Sayin rolls out to the left. He's waiting. There's nothing there. Oh, what great defense that was. Sayin rolls out to the left. He's trying to find Jeremiah Smith. But there's no one there. No one can get open. It's Aiden Fisher, the linebacker. So Smith is on Pons, and he is in front of him. But Aiden Fisher gets in the passing lane, the linebacker. I've not said his name much this evening, but he's such an athletic freak, Aiden Fisher is. He just bolts all the way over the field, gets in Sayin's line of sight. It's 4th and 1. They're going for it. They're going to sneak it. And they've got it, I think. They've got it. Ballsy there from Ohio State. But yeah, they're able to get it. They're down to the Indiana 3. And they'll have a new set of downs. That's tough, but yeah, Indiana's defense wasn't given much to work with. You had to defend 2 downs over a yard. So here we go. 3.5 yard line for Ohio State. Have they taken a timeout? They look like they might be taking the time with this one. I think they have. There's just a minute left of this 3rd quarter. The 3rd quarter's gone really quick. It's a review, sorry. They're checking. He definitely got it. I think they're just doing the due diligence. He definitely got it. But yeah, they've gone to a commercial break. They're just checking, but it was a converted 4th down. Unless his knee accidentally grazed the ground or something. Obviously, it'd be huge if it wasn't, but I don't think there's anything untowards here. Ohio State should have the ball. You kind of feel like they're going to punch it in here. I don't think there's any way in which they don't punch it in at this point.
There's so much blockbuster entertainment.
Still just waiting to find out what this official review says, but again, there's no way this is overturned, I don't think. In the other championship game, Duke's still up by 7. It is 17-10 in that game. Both teams have tacked on a field goal since half-time. It's just under 4 minutes of the 3rd quarter left in that one. There's only a minute left of the 3rd quarter in this one. Might take its time, though, if Ohio State score here. But still, it's Indiana 13, Ohio State 10 currently. But Ohio State have the ball on the 3.5 yard line of Indiana with a fresh set of downs, providing this 4th down conversion they just had is not overturned. But they are taking their time with this. Oh, hello, there's a knee down there. Where is his knee down? I was right, there was potentially a knee down. Where's the ball, though? You can't see where the ball is. I still think he's got it, but this is close. Oh, they've given it to Indiana! They've overturned it! Unreal! What a massive stop that is for the Hoosiers defense. Remember, that got down to 3rd and 1. It was down to 2nd and 3. They've defended 3 yards over 3 plays right on the edge of their own end zone. That is fantastic work from the Hoosiers defense, and they keep the lead, but they are backed up right in their own end zone at the minute. The first down has just gone nowhere, the run. It's 2nd and 10. They need some room here if they're going to punt this without controversy. Ohio State is still in a very good position, but their defense need to make a play now. It's at the 5-yard line. It's back. Mendoza rolls out, finds his man, gets a first down. And that'll do them good. It's not a good state for Ohio State anymore. That is Williams. That is the youngster we were telling you about earlier, who's been coming up on their receiving depth chart with injuries to the main guys. E.J. Williams was thought to be potentially a doubt for today, but he is playing. He's got 5 touchdown passes this year. And Caden Curry's injured. Oh my, how this game is turning a little bit for Ohio State now. Turned away on a 4th and 1 on the Indiana 5. Then they've just given up a first down, and now their star pass rusher is kneeling. He's got a knock. It doesn't look too serious, but if he's out for any extended period of play, if he's out for this drive, that's huge. If Indiana score again, they're putting themselves in a real position to be able to go and do this. But yeah, Indiana now, you are going to the... So that was the end of the 3rd quarter. This is the start of the last quarter of the Big Ten championship game coming up. Indiana are 3 clear, and they have the ball in their hands, and they've got a lot of field to go yet. If you can take up 6 or 7 minutes on this drive and score again, you are putting yourselves in a very strong position to go and win this thing. And we can actually say that now. There's just a quarter to go and they're 3 points in front. They could actually win this thing. There's still a long way to go, but they've put themselves in position. This is incredible. I mean, at the end of the day, it's crazy to say, but, you know, this could be the one game, like Ohio State showed last year. You don't need to win the Big Ten to win the Natty, but it would still be huge for Indiana if they could win this. At a bare minimum, I don't think there are many teams in the playoff who can beat this Indiana side if Ohio State are struggling so badly with them. Hey, Mr. Detroit City, hope you're well. He goes, keep up the great work, Ant-Man, and remember, let's go Lions. Exactly, let's go Lions. And yes, I am the Brit with grit. I have a lot of grit in me. It's 20 to 4 in the morning here, and I am sat watching Big Ten football at 20 to 4 in the morning. I am a madman, but that is what I live by. Go big or go home is my mantra in life. And yeah, we ain't got much college football left, so I'm going to savour every single moment of it that I can. So I will never apologise for that. But yeah, what a game we have on our hands here, folks. We are going into the 4th quarter. The Hoosiers have a 3-point lead and they have the ball in hand. And they have the whole length of the field to drive. But that only means they can kill a lot of clock on this drive and make life very difficult for Ohio State. But never count the Buckeyes out. This game has switched so many times now. Ohio State are going to have the They're going to have their moments still before this game. They will still have their moments. 10:43 EST time here in sunny Florida. Hey, hope you're doing well there in sunny Florida. Yeah, it's really late here, but this is the third night in a row I've gone this late as well. The Lions game 2 nights ago. I was sat up watching Troy and James Madison last night, and then I'm watching this tonight. I'm just crazy, but again, unapologetically crazy. Here we go. Time of possession is equal, so Ohio State had the ball a lot more in that third quarter. It is 1st and 10 at Indiana's 17. It is a handoff. Tried to go through the right tackle. Nothing there. May have even lost a half yard. And the clock continues to tick. But Indiana going to want a few more first downs than this. 3 points is nowhere near enough. You want to start getting 2 scores up at this stage. It's 2nd and 10. It's probably going to be a 10.5. Who's going to be the hero for Indiana if there is one? They're still at their own 17. They would like a bit more yardage here, and if they've got a punt, put Ohio State back as far as they can. Snap is there. Fake handoff. Mendoza's looking, nearly gets sacked, rolls out, finds his man, gets a first down. And that is Becker again. Young Becker is having a really, really good game so far. Charlie Becker, this is he's a redshirt freshman. He's just gone over 400 yards for the year. They're putting a lot of trust in him. As I said, 2 and 3 weeks ago he had 100-yard games. He's got 4 or 5 very valuable catches today. But Charlie Becker's the rising star in this Indiana team. Try to run again on 1st and 10. Hemby finds a crease. Sorry, it's Kalen Black finds a crease on the left, through the left-hand side. Gets about 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6. And this is now starting to potentially hurt Ohio State. We're down to 13 minutes already. Still a long way to go yet, but this is a perfect drive as far as Indiana are concerned. Get another 3 or 4. Get down to 3rd and 2nd, 3rd and 3. Get another first down. Ohio State still only got 32 rush yards today. I said this at the start of the stream. If Indiana can keep Ohio State's run game in check, then it's going to be very hard as the throw is out. And that is Charlie Becker again. Another first down. And this young redshirt freshman is having one of the best games of his life. It may statistically not be his best, but there are no more important catches than these that are happening right now. And they just leave him alone. They bring a man across in motion. It fools the Ohio State defense. And Becker just wanders to the sideline on his own. Breaks a tackle. Gets a couple of extra yards. This young redshirt freshman's going to be big, folks. I'm telling you now. They are at their own 42, Indiana. 43, sorry. Handoff to Hemby. Tries to go through the left-hand tackle gap again. Gets about 3. He does. 2nd and 7. Again, these are just punitive yards from Indiana. They're getting 3-4 yards on first down, which is just it's opening the playbook up for them. Cignetti can do whatever he wants in this situation, and Ohio State struggling to deal with it. Indiana going with a bit of tempo as well. Snap is... Nope, they faked him out. Mendoza goes up to the line, barks out a new set of orders. Snap is back. It's a high one. Handed off to Hemby again. He finds a little crease. Gets about 2. This is going to be a 3rd and 4. Now, this is where Ohio State have got to make their stand here. You can't let them keep getting at you. It is 3rd and 4. Indiana are still in their own half, so they're not in field goal range. This is where you want to make your stop. It's 3rd and 5. It's been reduced. So, again, you want to get them off here. For Indiana, if they can convert this will be huge. The clock's moving down to 11 minutes. Just slowly rolling away. This is what they wanted. Take 6 or 7 minutes of clock off. Mendoza drops. He's getting chased out wide. He's going to have to throw it. Ohio makes their stop. Really good pressure there. Carter Smith had a great pancake block at left tackle. I think it was him anyhow. Yeah, he does. Takes down Kenyatta Martin, but a lot of other guys come across and force it out. Mendoza does the smart thing, doesn't take the sack, just throws it away. Indiana are going to have to punt here. But they should be able to pin Ohio State back quite deep. The catch is taken at the 7. It's returned, which is not wise. Indiana pile drive him at the 10. So Ohio State get their stop. There's just under 11 minutes left. But they're going to have to drive the full length of the field to take the lead in this one. And again, they just cannot run the ball on Indiana right now. They've got nothing. And Pons and co in coverage are doing just enough to be able to stop them. Because Indiana can rush 4, they're dropping the linebackers to help out in coverage, which is just making life so much easier for them. Mr. Detroit City goes, I think Ohio State will pull it out. See, that's the feeling. Like, you just feel at some point they're going to make a play that wins them this because it's Ohio State and they just can do it. But I just have this nagging feeling. Indiana there's something about them. It's vibes. A lot of teams I work with vibes, but they just feel like they've got something in them to do it this year. I feel there's a twist here yet. But Ohio State have it in their hands now. They've got the ball. It does feel like whoever's got the ball last wins. Which sounds stupid, but in this close game, whoever said this was going to be a close game earlier in the stream was absolutely right. Lisa goes, hello, my friends. How about them Bulldogs? How about them Bulldogs? What was it? -3 rushing yards for Alabama in that game? Run defense wins you championships, as they always say. Alabama had no rush game whatsoever in this one, and to be honest, they just look poor. If it were me, I wouldn't put Alabama in the playoffs. I don't think they deserve to be in the playoffs. You can't lose the games you've done and just be so uncompetitive in the championship game. You can't say 2-loss Vanderbilt don't deserve to be in, 2-loss Miami don't deserve to be in. You know, any of these teams don't. Like, 2-loss BYU can't go in, but 3-loss just because it's Alabama. No, sorry. Don't think you can get away with that this year. They were poor. Absolutely poor, but Georgia were great. And I want the Lions to draft KJ Bolden next year. As in the 27 draft. I know he's not eligible this year, but KJ Bolden could be the best safety the NFL's ever seen by the time he's said and done. He is that special. Or maybe not the best, but he could be a top 5 safety in NFL history by the time he's done. He is that special. Never seen a safety with IQ like it. Yeah, it was Bama's 3rd loss this year. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs, quite frankly. I know they've had some good wins, but they've lost to Florida State, which are an unranked team, one of the worst teams in the country. That loss should count. They've just been wiped by Georgia. Well, I know it's a good loss technically, but still, they were not competitive. Games should matter. They were non-competitive by nature. So that should count. And then, what was it? The Oklahoma loss as well? I mean, Oklahoma, technically it's a good loss. They're top 10 losses, but still, I don't think they should be allowed in. Right, Ohio State beginning their response from the 10. A lot of pressure on them. Hand off. And Jackson gets about 4, maybe 5. It's not it's not the worst first down in the world for them. 2nd down and 5. They can live with that. It is 2nd and 5. Where Ohio State seems to have struggled today, 2nd down. They've had a lot of good first downs, but then Indiana just pull out a tackle for a loss or a run stuff or something like that to make it 3rd and 5, and then they capitalise on it. It's actually 2nd and 6 it's been made to. So 2nd down has been Ohio State's problem. It's another handoff. Jackson hits a crease this time. He gets the first down. It's a really good tackle. I think it's Amari Farrell in the secondary there who stops him from housing that. But Ohio State get their first down. And Bo Jackson with that has gone over 1,000 yards. The true freshman has a 1,000-yard season. The first to do it since Travion Henderson for the Buckeyes back in 2021. Not exactly that long ago, but hey-ho. Sayin drops back. Great protection. All the time in the world to throw. Hits his tight end for about 4 or 5. So another 2nd and 5. They're moving it. And again, time is on their side. There's 9 minutes left. It's just a 3-point game. Like, they've got all the time in the world here. They don't need to... They just need to be slow and methodical and stay in good position. In Indiana, they've got all the time in the world as well. They will have the ball again before this game's over to go and win it. So, handoff. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and there we go. What were we just saying? Daly, the edge with the tackle there. First down, 2nd and 6. That's absolutely fine. But when you go from 2nd and 6 to 3rd and 6, it makes it difficult. And now the Indiana D-line can tee off on young Julian Sayin, and this is just the type of pressure he's not seen this year so far. Oh, it's 3rd and 5. Well, it's 3rd and 5.5. He got half a yard. But Ohio State only have 1 3rd down conversion all game. The snap is back. He's under pressure. There's some holding there. They get it. They get it by about 3 yards. It looked like there was holding, but they get away with it. I think that's C.J. Donaldson in as a wide receiver. Or is he using... Yeah, it's C.J. Donaldson. Comes in at running back. So they got the first down. Just finds the shell in soft coverage. And another first down for Ohio State. So that's a 2nd of the day. They're trying to move at tempo now. Oh, it's a risky screen and it's blown up by Indiana. That's going to be a big tackle for loss there. They read that thing instantly. And they were not getting fooled by that whatsoever. It just looked like that was a very messy play. But it was a screen pass to Jeremiah Smith. But they just blew it up. And it's one of the corners who comes up and just blows that thing out of the water. It's a 5-yard loss. We're at 2nd and 15 here, and Indiana have their opportunity now. You've got 2 plays to defend 15 yards. Snap is back. Sayin drops to throw. Throws it down the middle. Gonna get about 6. So it's going to be 3rd and long. Probably about 3rd and 8 at best for Ohio State. It is 3rd and 8. So this is where, if you're Indiana, you want to get them off the field now. 8 yards to go. There is 6 minutes. Just clock's coming down to 6 minutes, and they're only at their own 40. So you don't get this. You're in. You get the ball back here. You could really put this game to bed. Snap is back. Sayin drops deep. The pass rush is coming. He's flushed out. He does have a throw on. He's got his man as well. That is a wonderful throw. That's Carnell Tate. And they've converted it. And Indiana missed their opportunity. This has a bit of a feeling of inevitability about it now. It's really good pass protection. He is flushed out to the right, but he's got all the time in the world. The corner comes up and leaves his man open. It's very hard to protect that long. Talking 7 or 8 seconds there. Sayin's 5 of 5 for 34 on this drive. They've got nothing on the ground, so they're having to throw. They're at the Indiana 41. They do hand it off this time. They get about 3. But it's still not the most in the world. They're having to do it through the air. Jackson doing his absolute best he can. Sayin 19 of 24 for 211 yards. He's bounced back well from his touchdown. He's been pretty much perfect ever since he threw that interception earlier. But He doesn't have the opportunity that often. This drive is up to nearly 6 minutes. They are on the edge of field goal range here. 2nd and 8. Snap is back. Sayin drops deep. He's pulling up. He nearly gets sacked. And he throws it away. Really good pressure again from Indiana. They are getting to him. And it's 3rd and 8. Now they've got another opportunity here. If they can stop this, it's going to be a very long field goal attempt if Ohio State want to try it. I have a feeling they might be in 4th down mode here. If they can halve this, get to 4th and 4, I think they might go. But this is a punitive drive from the offense. This Indiana defense will get tired eventually. But Sayin dropped back 28 times, been sacked 5. They've teed off on him a lot. Screen nearly intercepted. It's a trick play, a lateral thrown to the other end of the field. They don't get it. It's going to be 4th and 1. There are a lot of flags down. A lot of flags. Was that a forward pass? They tried a lateral. It was a double lateral. It feels like this is going to be an offensive penalty. Whatever it is, it's going to be 4th and 1. Or is it targeting? What have we got here? Oh, it's an illegal low block on the defense. Oh, that's a backbreaker. Who was this on? Oh, yeah, it was. It was. Damn. That's a killer for Indiana. That is, they would have had Ohio State at a 4th and 1. Instead, that's going to be 15 yards. They are right in Hoosier territory now, and there's 4.5 minutes left, and the clock is ticking. They're at the 18-yard line for Indiana. It's a handoff, and he bounces off 4 or 5 tackles and gets 8 yards. That is a tremendous run from Bo Jackson. He should have been stuffed for nothing there. And he got about 8 yards. He just bounced off so many tackles, and it just feels like this Indiana defense is tiring. Cignetti's not happy about something. But they've been on this drive now for about 8 minutes, and they're getting tired. And they're running out of field to defend. Can somebody make the big play? 2nd and 2 at the 10.5 yard line. And Indiana needs something big here. Snap is back. It's handed off. Goes up the guts. And I don't think he got it. They got about a yard, but that maybe Indiana might not want that. Because if they convert this, the drive is just going to extend and the clock is going to keep ticking. We're down to 3:20 now. It's 3rd and 1, but they've done this before. They defended a 2nd and 3 earlier over the course of 3 downs. Right on the edge of their own end zone. Jumbo set. Fullback is in. Running back is in. No receivers out whatsoever. They leak the running back out. They're trying to throw the touchdown. What a pass breakup that is. That is amazing defense there from Indiana. And now Ohio State have a question. It's only 4th and 1. But if they don't get this, then there's less than 3 minutes left. And Indiana are going to burn them of all their timeouts as a bare minimum. That is fantastic PBU there. Absolutely wonderful defense from Indiana. I think that was Elijah Hardy as well. They're going for the field goal. They are going for the field goal. They're going to tie it up. 2:51 to go. It's down. He's missed! He has missed his kick! That is a chip shot that Fielding has missed. Oh my days. Oh, the snap was good, the hold was good, and he's just missed it. That kick was awful, and Ryan Day's face. And Indiana, what do you have? 2 minutes 48 to go, and you have the ball. and you are 3 up. At worst now, they can burn all of Ohio State's timeouts and the 2-minute warning. All Indiana need is 2 first downs. 2. It's going to be close because it was quite close in the field goal kick was, so they're not going to have the best of positions. Are we about to witness Indiana win a Big Ten championship? This could be the greatest thing ever. Oh, it's in their hands now. There is no excuse anymore. There is no Ohio State have... This is in your hands now, Indiana. Just how much have you learnt these last 2 years? The journey this team has been on, from just being a forgotten about entity. Indiana were the joke of Big Ten football. Nobody cared about them. Everybody laughed at them. Nobody thought they could win. And over the course of the last 2 years, they've just been on this amazing journey that might just be culminating in a Big Ten championship. And Curt Cignetti should win the George Munger. And there should be no competition for George Cignetti winning the George Munger. Only Jerry Mack would be able to hold a candle up to him because of what he's done with Kennesaw State. But it's in your hands now, Indiana. Are you going to go and take it? Oh, this is unreal. 2:48 to go. Indiana have just... Again, that is 2 defenses now in the red zone, where they've turned over on downs from defending a second and 3, and now they've just defended another 2nd and 3 and forced a missed field goal. Honestly, this is such a wonderful defense. People, I've been seeing in the reel up to this, people have gone, yes, Indiana have a great defense, but Ohio State's is better. I've always said Indiana's is better because it works as a unit better. Like, at all 3 levels, it's awesome. Ohio State's, the secondary, is not as good. What have you got, folks? What have you got? Ohio State have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, so they can still stop the clock 4 times. So a 3 and out here, and basically Ohio State won't lose any time. But a first down here is going to make life very difficult for the Buckeyes. They're at their own 20. What do? They run it. And he gets about 5. That'll do. 4 or 5. That'll do. What are Ohio State going to do? They're going to burn their timeouts now. They got 5. First timeout down. You've got 3 stoppages left. The ideal scenario here for Indiana. They get to 3rd and 1. And then they punch this thing over. And then it's pretty much game done. I still can't believe it. Me and all 1 or 2 listeners in here, I appreciate... Whoever's listening to this, all 1 and 2 of you, oh, I appreciate the hell out of you. We are a very tiny group tonight, but we get to experience this together. This could be awesome. Or it could be the greatest heartbreak you've ever seen. Whatever it is, this has a storybook ending, and I'm so glad I decided to do a live for it. Oh, man. So close. So close. Oh, how are we all feeling? I am nervous right now. Even now, I feel like Ohio State is still going to win. Somehow, some way, they're going to jam their way out of this, and Indiana are going to go down the lucky losers. Come on, let's do it. You need 5 yards. 5 yards, and you are going to pretty much put the game out of Ohio State's reach. You just need 1 more. Because then, if you can get rid of the 2-minute warning and the timeouts and have a couple of downs in hand, you're going to put them under a minute with no stoppages to go. And probably the length of the field to go. Ooh. Oh, is Cignetti going to win one? Oh my days. Honestly, the job Cignetti has done with this team is unbelievable. If you're a college football team and you need a head coach, then Bryant Haynes is the guy you should be watching for. He has just been a defensive mastermind for so long now. You think of the plethora of names that have come from these James Madison and Indiana defenses and the amount that's about to come up to the NFL. He might be one of the best coordinators in all of college football, and it might not even be close. He is so good. Brennan Marion is one of the best offensive coordinators in the college football. He's my guy on offense. Brian Hayes is the guy on defense. Those are my two guys. And Brennan Marion's just moved to Colorado as well, which is such a pain because I'm going to have to love Colorado now. Here we go. 2nd and 5. There is 2:44 left. Ohio State are starting to burn their timeouts to try and preserve clock. Indiana need 5 yards off these next 2 downs. 5 yards, and history might be theirs. It is a handoff again, and it is a tackle for loss of a yard. That is going to be 3rd and 6. That is what they didn't want. Just 3 seconds off the clock. There is 2:41 left. Ohio State burned timeout number 2. Now, I suppose the intriguing thing here is if they get the stop here, I assume they'll let it run down to the 2-minute warning and then keep their timeout for the offense. Ohio State 30 consecutive wins versus Indiana. Longest winning streak over a single opponent in Big Ten history. This is a lot of history we're dealing with here. Indiana have always been the bridesmaid to Ohio State. Always. They haven't beaten them in 3 decades. Over 3 decades. This is one of the biggest plays in Indiana history here. One of the biggest. 3rd and 6. You get this, you can take Ohio State down to less than a minute at worst, but you've got to get it. If you don't, Ohio State are going to have 2 minutes and a timeout to get a field goal, which is very manageable. Mendoza takes a shot downfield. What a catch! It's young Charlie Becker. Oh my God, in the circumstances, he didn't run it. And the young redshirt freshman learned the name Charlie Becker. What a night he has had. In all the big game situations, Omar Cooper has been injured. Is it Elijah Sarrett they've gone to? No. It is Charlie Becker. He's having to high point that in the air. Igbonason punches it out of his grasp and he still holds on to it. And that is the backbreaker that might just have killed Ohio State. And we are down to the 2-minute warning. Ohio State have 1 timeout left. This is going down, and what a catch that is. Learn the name. Learn the name, Becker. What a catch that was. That was simply unreal. Oh, you're here, Lisa. I'm glad you're here, Lisa. It might just be me and you, Lisa, but I'm glad it's me and you. We are witnessing history here, potentially. 2 minutes left. Ohio State are down to 1 timeout, and you've just got to figure that Indiana are going to run the ball 3 times here. They can get it down to about 40 seconds with a punt, probably 35. They're probably going to get Ohio State within their own 20. So At best, Ohio State are looking at going 40, 50 yards with 25 seconds left. Now, they can do that, but it's not going to be the easiest scenario in the world. And Fielding's just missed a kick from like 29 yards. So they're not going to want the kicker kicking from 50 when he's just missed a sub-30 one. Oh, wow. If you've seen that catch... Honestly, I don't know how Indiana are doing it. Just from a team that's been so bad for so long, now they've got reserve receivers coming up and making plays for the Big Ten Championship. Young Charlie Becker had 389 yards and 2 touchdowns the entire season before tonight. 2 of his last 3 games he's had 100 yards. He has just been on fire since Sarrett and Cooper have had Knox to work with. And they've just found guys. They've just found guys. He is at what tonight? Charlie Becker, 6 catches for 126 yards tonight. 21 per carry. Elijah Sarrett's got 3 for 37. Like, this is unbelievable. And Mendoza is also showing his Heisman class here. 2 minutes left. 1 timeout. 1 more first down kills this. 10 yards, Indiana. Can you get 10 yards to win your first ever Big Ten championship? Just 10. The snap is back. It is a handoff. And he falls. Hemby falls. No, Kalen Black falls. No loss. It's 2nd and 10. Ohio State are letting the clock run. They're saving their timeout, which probably works in this situation. I don't know. 140. This is going to get down to about 112 before they've got to snap it. Another 40 seconds. It'll be less than 30. 2nd and 10. 1:15 to go. Snap is back. It's a handoff again. Hemby, Black hits the first man, gets a few yards, gets about 2 or 3. Now the timeout is taken. The final timeout for Ohio State with 1:10 left. And there is a snap left. So at least 40 seconds are going to come off the clock here. It's going to be 3rd and 7. I can't envisage they're going to throw here. I mean, I want them to be brave and throw it, but I don't want the clock to stay at 1:10. 1:10 is too much time to give Ohio State to move down the field to get a field goal. It is too much. For me, I'm being a coward here. Run it. Take the 40 seconds and then take your sweet ass time with the field goal. Try and knock another 6 or 7 seconds off with the punt, sorry. You can get them down to about 20 seconds with no timeouts and no nothing. Ooh. If you're just joining, folks, or you've been there, we are on the verge of an Indiana Big Ten championship win. 1:10 left. Ohio State just stopped the clock for the last time and it's 3rd down. So this is going to go down to at least 30 seconds. At least. If I'm Indiana, I try and run a play to the perimeter and just run it to the other side of the field and take a few seconds off the clock with it. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous here. I picked Indiana as well. If you watch the college pod, I picked Indiana to win this. Again, I just have vibes with teams, and this vibe with Indiana, and I've watched them play a lot this year. The win in Eugene told me a lot about this team. No one expected them to win in Eugene, and they went behind. They faced a load of bad situations in that game where they could have folded and given up. And every time a question was asked of them, they answered it. And that game in Eugene told me they were different this year. And coming into this game with Ohio State are vulnerable when their offense can't work properly. And I knew this Indiana team wouldn't let Ohio State run on them. So it comes down to how good are you against the pass. And I knew they'd get pressure and sacks. They've sacked Sayin 5 times tonight. They got a lot of pressure on him. Yes, they've given up some big plays, but the safeties have got another interception. Pons has had his moments, but he's had some good ones. I saw the matchup that could work. And I knew they were different. So I absolutely do not. I ride and die with these teams. You don't follow them for years and then just give up on them when it comes to the big game against a bigger opposition. See what your eyes have told you. And my eyes have told me over the last 2 years with this team how far they've come and where they're at now. These are boys sitting at the big table. Here we go, folks. 110. Are they going to dare to throw it? Are they going to dare? No, it's a handoff. And he's going to be stuffed for about a yard or two. But they use precious time. The clock is down to a minute. They are going to get down to 24 seconds before the punt. I assume they will take it all the way down, call a timeout, and then punt it. Ohio State have their stop. And they will get the ball back before this game is over. And it is just a 3-point game, so all they need is a field goal. But the clock is going to be down to about 24 seconds before it's even done. Indiana going to use their timeout. 3, 2, 1. They use the timeout. 24 seconds on the clock. And some time is going to get used up on the punt. So there is probably going to be sub 20 seconds left for Ohio State. And they're going to have to go a long way. "24 seconds. See, at 24 seconds you could manage it, but you are going to take time off the clock. They're going to need a return here. If you're the Indiana punter, you put this into the sidelines. Australian rules style. Within the legal limits. And the thing is, Indiana have given themselves enough room on the field to move this far down. You could at least... They could get it into the 20. If they get it into the Ohio State 20, I think this is done. He's gonna be punting it from inside Ohio State's half, so punt is back. It is hit up, and it is gonna go to the Ohio State 14-yard line, and there is 18 seconds left. 6 valuable seconds knocked off the clock. A quarter of the clock gone. 18 seconds, no timeouts. You're going to have to go to the perimeter. Indiana's defense given up 10 points, 5 sacks, a turnover, given up less than 60 rushing yards. Incredible. What have Ohio State got left? Can they save this game from the jaws of defeat? Can they snatch overtime? Just 3 on the line for Indiana. They rush 3. Sayin's way in. He throws out a dump off and he gets out of play. He gets like a yard. They've just wasted 5 seconds to get a yard. That is probably the dagger. 13 seconds to go. And they're on their own 15. Wow, they've just wasted a third of the time they had left on a 1-yard check down. But that's all he could do. He couldn't risk getting put in. A 3-man rush got home to Julian Sayin. 3 men on the defensive line again for Indiana. And that's it. Everybody else is sat back and deep. Sayin's got all the time he needs. He throws up. He throws a massive one downfield. It's a Hail Mary. Oh, it should have been picked. It should have been picked. Don't tell me Innes has caught that. Nope. 2 seconds left. It's a basic Hail Mary to midfield, and it was so nearly caught. So nearly, but this is it. We're going to witness this, folks. Indiana, the Hoosiers, are about to win the Big Ten championship. I say that again. The Indiana Hoosiers are about to win the Big Ten championship. What an unbelievable job this is. And here we go. Sayin drops back. He's running up. He launches one downfield. And is it caught? I think an Ohio State player caught it, but it is over. And Indiana win. The Hoosiers have won the Big Ten championship game. Curt Cignetti and co. have won the Big Ten championship 13-10 in one of the greatest defensive displays you will ever see in your life. Their first Big Ten championship since 1967. 1967. That is what, 58 years? 58 years. This is incredible. I could never have predicted this when the season started. I knew they would be good. Indiana are your Big Ten championship winners. I have never been so happy in my life for a team that I was. But look at this. This is, without doubt, one of the biggest, not shocks, turnarounds of a team you will ever see in your life. I am so happy for any Hoosiers fan out there who gets to witness this. Go party for the rest of the damn year. I know the playoffs are still to come and there are bigger fish to fry, but you are not going to get a day like this again in some time. You don't break 60-year... you don't see 2 60-year championship droughts broken in your lifetime, unless you've just been born. Oh, Charlie Becker, he was the man. He got it done. Unbelievable. Brent's in the building. Slugfest. Great game. Congrats, Hoosiers. Congrats to the Hoosiers. 6 catches for 126 yards for the young redshirt freshman Charlie Becker. Putting Jeremiah Smith to shame. Jeremiah Smith had a great game, but Bryant Hayes is one of the best defensive coordinators you will find. Period. What he's done with this Hoosiers defense this year, I can say it now. Indiana's the best defense in the nation, and I can say that. People saying that Ohio State's is just as good, but this is... Michigan fans will be celebrating this one, but it's just unbelievable. I keep repeating myself here, but I just cannot put into words what an achievement this is. 60 years... man, is a long time to wait for a championship. And now Indiana have that. And now they go into the playoffs as the 1 seed. They are the team in the country to beat. They are the last undefeated team in the FBS this year. In fact, I'm pretty sure... are they the last undefeated team in the FBS and the FCS? North Dakota State lost today. Their unbeaten record's gone. I think Lehigh lost today. They were the only other unbeaten team. I'm pretty sure now Indiana are the only unbeaten team left in the FBS and the FCS. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. Incredible. Any Indiana players the Lions should draft, yes, a fuck ton of them is who they should draft. There are so many guys in this draft we should go for. Carter Smith, the left tackle, should be an utter priority. He's had an amazing game this evening. Caden Curry did all his damage against the right tackle. I think Carter Smith had one rep where Kenyatta got him, but it was a coverage sack, so he could only hold the block for so long. But Carter Smith is an absolute behemoth at left tackle. You've got that entire defensive line. Mikhail Kamara, I know he was quiet again today, but Mikhail Kamara, everyone's bitched about his run defense over the years. He's got tons of sacks in college, but people have whinged about his run defense. He's only got one sack this year, but his run defense has been out of this world on the edge. The Lions should draft Mikhail Kamara without a shadow of a doubt. You've got Aiden Fisher in the linebacker room if we're looking for linebacker depth. He should absolutely get a look from the Lions. D'Angelo Pons, he's undersized, but we need a proper man coverage corner in Detroit. Another one, because Rakestraw and that are hurt. I would give D'Angelo Pons a big look. If he falls because of his size concerns, fuck it. Let's let Detroit have him. He'll be a Meeks replacement when all's said and done. But yeah, there's a ton of players here. I would look at Elijah Sarrett at receiver if we want another one. He had a quiet day today, but I would be looking at Sarrett as well. But Carter Smith's the one. Carter Smith and Mikhail Kamara are the ones I really want. Elijah Hardy will probably be next year. Mario Landino will probably be the draft after next one, so we can't get those yet. Charlie Becker, watch out for Charlie Becker in future. He could be one in future drafts to get. Who else? The safeties. The safeties have got 10 interceptions between the two of them this year so far. Amari and Louis Moore. So if we want another ball hawking safety, those are guys we can look for as well. But just safe to say, this Indiana team is full. Absolutely chock-a-block full. Oh, again, it's just having to tweet out some of my reactions here. But yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna love this. That is one of the best games I've seen in a long time. Defensive slugfest. I love this sort of stuff. It is right in my wheelhouse. Wow. I just keep saying wow at this point in time. It's not exactly the best analysis in the world, but it is 4:30 in the morning here, and I've been going on a late one, but I am absolutely, it's like for stuff like that, I will stay up till this time to watch it again. In 2 months I won't have any of this to watch, so I'm absolutely 100% going to do it now whilst I can. But I mean, wow, just wow. I can't put it in more words than that, really. And in the other game, Duke are beating Virginia. Virginia have got to go 96 yards with 2 timeouts and a minute 44 to go. Hell, you know what? Screw it. Shall I hang around for a minute? We'll see if we can watch the end of that one as well, just to throw it in there. I did turn my TV off and everything ready to go to bed, but let's watch the end of the Duke game together and then I'll go. If it's on here. Dazen having college football on here now has made my life so much easier. I don't have to go to shitty YouTube streams to watch everything. Let's join the ACC title game live. But yeah, absolutely wonderful points. I didn't go through the final stats of this one, but I probably should. On Indiana's side of the ball, Fernando Mendoza, 15 of 23, 222 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Kalon Black, 16 carries for 69 yards. Roman Hemby, 13 carries for 52 yards. Both guys averaging over 4 yards per carry, which is enough. Charlie Becker, 6 catches for 126 yards. The young redshirt freshman sensation. Now, that's 3 100-yard games in the last 4 for him. Elijah Sarrett, the main man, 3 catches, 37 yards, and the all-important touchdown catch. Nowakowski, the tight end, 2 for 20. Brady, the wide receiver, 2 for 20. And EJ Williams, 1 for 12. On defense, Elijah Hardy, 9 tackles, 1 sack. Isaiah Jones, 7 tackles, 2 sacks. Louis Moore, the safety, 7 tackles, 1 interception. Daly, the edge, 3 tackles and a sack. Landino, the nose tackle, 2 tackles and a sack. Just absolutely filling up all over the place. Ohio State, Sayin was 21 of 29 for 258 with a touchdown and an interception. Bo Jackson had 17 carries for 83 yards, but 2 of those were chunk ones, just under 5 yards a carry. Overall, Ohio State had 58 rushing yards after all the sack yardage got taken off it. Jeremiah Smith had 8 catches for 144. Carnell Tate, 4 for 45 and a touchdown. Claire, the tight end, 2 for 28. Kat Marek, the other tight end, 3 for 20. And Bo Jackson, 2 for 13. Defensively, Sonny Styles led the way with 11 tackles. Caleb Downs had 8. Caden Curry took a knock. May have been a big impact on this game. 7 tackles, 2 sacks. Igbinison, the corner, had an interception. Kenyatta Jackson Jr. had a sack as well, and that is your main stats for the game. As Virginia, 1:05 and 2 touchdowns, 2 timeouts to go to save their season against Duke, and they're at their own 40. Thanks, Andy. Great play. But I appreciate you, Brent. I appreciate, these are not the most popular streams in the world. I get it. It's college football and, but, I don't care. I'd rather have like 3 or 4 of you in the building who genuinely enjoy it than 30 people just mooching in and out. So as long as you enjoy them, I will keep doing them. Oh, Duke just missed an opportunity for a big tackle for loss there. Virginia up to the 50. Just about. They're going to be at a 2nd and 1. They have used the timeout, I believe. Yes, they have. They need a... Oh, Jamari Taylor's hurt, the running back. That's not good for them. They've used they need a touchdown, so they may as well take the time about it because they need to get it right. History made. Yes, Lisa, history has been made. The first time in nearly 60 years Indiana win this championship. And I'm glad I picked them in the pick watch now. The pick watch came along and I thought just picking Ohio State is easy, but I've invested a lot in this Indiana team the last 2 years, a lot of faith in it, and I believed they could win against Oregon, and they went to Eugene and beat Oregon. Now they've been to Lucas Oil Field and they've beaten the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now obviously the playoffs come next. These two might meet each other again, but name me one team in the country who's got an offense that can break down that Indiana defense easily. I'll wait. A team like Georgia would... I'd love to see Indiana play Georgia. That would be incredible. Oh, it's dropped! Oh, Virginia had a chance to get down to the 30 and it got dropped. It's a 3rd and 2. They need to convert this now, so they don't go to 4th down. But I would love to see Indiana play Georgia. Of course, they won't early because they'll both be ranked teams. They'll both get byes, but somewhere down the line, I'd like to see them play one another. Thing is, Indiana now, because you'll have 2 Group of 5 teams in. If this Duke result holds, you'll have 2 Group of 5 teams in. Which means that Indiana may well get a home draw against it. Oh! Virginia get down to the 32. Run right down the gut. That was an intriguing one. Time for sleep now. Good night, Lisa. Yes, you're going to bed over there. What do you think? I'm 5 hours in front of your lot. It's 20 to 5 in the morning here. I should probably go to sleep soon. Oh, it's only Sunday tomorrow though. I'll have a lie until midday, and then just lounge around all day. Party in Hoosierville tonight for sure. Yeah, the entire state of Indiana will be, apart from wherever Notre Dame is and what they like. But you know what? I would love to see, now that Indiana have beaten Ohio State, I would love to see Indiana get Notre Dame in the playoffs. Like, Indiana could beat Notre Dame easily. They've got the defensive line to keep Jeremiah Love quiet. And outside of that, CJ Carr is not good enough to win a game on his own when he's throwing it through the air. They'll pick him off. I would love to see Indiana get Notre Dame again to make up for last year. Indiana are on a revenge tour this year, and I'm here for it. And Notre Dame might be ranked in an area where they end up in the same bracket as Indiana, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. How Notre Dame have a 95% chance of getting in when they're 10-2, but they've lost the only 2 good games on their schedule. Just nuts. It's a shame Mile Marker's not been in this evening. I've been wanting to rib him about the North Dakota State result, although maybe that's why he's not here. 47 seconds to go. Virginia. 41 timeout left, and they've got to go 33 yards to win the ACC, or to get level. Be interesting what they do. Throw down the middle. No good. 41 seconds. Ooh. Oh dear. And no Lions football to worry about tomorrow either. It's going to be a nice, smooth Sunday. Does he get out of bounds? We are out of bounds. Ooh. No panda. Don't need any. This is down to the wire as well. 27 yards for Virginia to go. A timeout in 35 seconds. But they're down to a 4th and 4 now. Throw is too high, and this is the game. Game on the line. Are Duke about to absolutely break the playoffs open for the 2 Group of 5 teams? Obviously, if Virginia got in, that would be the killer for someone on the edge. Calandre drops. He's converted it. What a clutch throw that is, and that'll probably be a timeout unless they're going quick. Ryan crying all day. I love that. Virginia go again. Oh, they've got a touchdown. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, out of nowhere. Now, what are they going to do? Are they going to go for 2? Go for 2. Your playoffs are on the line here. You've got to go for 2. Don't be cowards. I don't appreciate cowards. Oh, they're going for the kick. Oh no, he's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. It's not a touchdown. And he wasn't out of bounds because he was pushed out. That'll be overturned. Or was he pushed out? He might have been pushed out, but I don't think that counts. Or does it count? Oh no, he was pushed out. They're going for the kick. Okay, I'm not staying up for overtime, folks. It is 4:45 in the morning. The sun will be rising in an hour or so. Okay, Virginia have saved it. It's going to overtime. It's 20-all in the ACC Championship game. I shall see you on the flip side. I don't think we're live on the podcast again till Monday or Tuesday now. It might be Wednesday, actually. But the college pod will be the next show, so I'll be back for the college pod next. We'll do the Rams preview at some point. I will do all the centre stuff, Brent, don't you worry. So we're talking centres on the next college pod. We're going to talk massive upsets in the FCS playoffs, and we're going to talk about one of the greatest championship games of all time. That is what that was. The symbolism of what that meant. That is defensively one of the best games you will ever see. But symbolically, that was one of the greatest games you'll ever see. That was absolutely tremendous. And the story has come tenfold. 12 months ago, Indiana, plucky, winning, but not quite there yet, bounced by Ohio State and Notre Dame when it mattered on the end of the year. People questioned their credibility. People questioned, could they take a move up to the next level? Curt Cignetti goes, let me go cook, sits in his lab for the summer, comes back next year, makes the Indiana team somehow even better than it was before, and now they are good enough to hang with the elite in college football. With that said, one of the greatest 2-year turnarounds of any franchise you will ever see. I am proud to have witnessed it. I am proud to have watched that, and I am so looking forward to watching their playoff campaign this year. The story is not over. Everything has not yet been written. Maybe there's one more chapter at the end of one of the greatest tales that we have ever seen. We will see very shortly. Thank you for joining me this evening. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you again on the podcast, no doubt, at some point soon. But it just remains for me to say, for the first time ever ending one of these, go Hoosiers. Ryan, go and cry all day. Thank you for that one, Brent. Take care all. One pride.